and might. One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity. Hey, that's all. Oh, yeah. Arise, oh compatriots, Nigeria call obey, to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom, in freedom, in freedom, peace and unity. Arise, my people, arise, my
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your geographical location. Thanks for joining me this wonderful Thursday on this special segment we're having this evening, titled "Righteousness Exalts a Nation, but Sin is a Reproach to what? To any people. Righteousness exalts a nation, and sin is a reproach to any people. What I find interesting in this quotation of verse is the last part that says, "To what? To any people, irrespective, regardless." And so we're going to look at it this evening. What does it mean, righteousness exalts a nation? And we're also going to be looking at another question before us, which is, why are other nations prospering more than others? The focus here, as we all know, it's Nigeria, a country that is blessed with natural resources, oil, gold, timber, whatever you can think of, and yet the country is what is in abject poverty. Due to the present economic crisis, even beans that is regarded as poor man's food is no longer what? Is no longer poor man's food anymore again. It's expensive. You can't even use gas to cook beans anymore. Given the fact that gas is what is one of the natural resources that we have in the country. It's expensive. According to the news today, the cost of gas has gone what? Has gone up. Thank you, Mr. Tony, for joining us this evening, for joining me this evening. Your presence here is highly appreciated. I'll use the floor for you to say hello to to our viewers and audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Electricity. Thank you, viewers. Great pleasure to be here at the platform. This topic is, for me, very apropos. It's one that is germane. It's one that speaks to wakes up our consciousness to examine what is happening in our country today, using this scripture as a benchmark. Righteousness exalted a nation, and sin is a reproach to any people. See the key words there: nation, people. I agree with that statement. What is righteousness? What is our understanding of righteousness in the context in which it is used? Righteousness here is not holiness, no. Righteousness here simply means doing the right thing. So it's saying that if you do the right thing, you prosper. And this is in respect with a nation. Any nation that does the right things will prosper. And any nation that does the wrong things, the people suffer. And I think that if you look at our country today, you want to ask, are we doing the right thing?
Okay. Sorry, Mr. Tony. Let me just highlight what you just said just now here. Righteousness typically refers to moral virtue, justice, uprightness. So I just want to highlight it. Thank you.
Exactly. That's correct. Any country that looks and works for the greater good of the population, of its population, does well. Conversely, any nation that treats its people poorly, whose policies are not geared, whose policies and the implementation are not geared to the welfare of the people, there's going to be trouble. People are going to be disgruntled. They're not going to put in their best. And then, as you know, if you put in garbage into your computer, what you get is garbage. And there are examples that we can see. If we look at our country in the 60s, we didn't have much. We were not paid much. But our currency, for instance, the pounds, the shillings and pence were very, very strong. If you look at the exchange rate to the dollar or the pounds, it was very, very strong in our favor. The systems were working well. People were basically okay. You could go to school, free. There were visible evidences. There was job, agriculture, and so on and so forth was good. Every region was doing its best. And so our country prospered more, even though it appeared to have less resources than we have now.
Okay.
If you look at our
Thank you.
society.
Sorry, Mr. Tony, for interjecting you. I'd like to seek Dan Revolution, welcome. I'd like to thank those of us in the comment section. I will be highlighting some comments, Mr. Tony and Dan, for us to weigh in on as well too, because those in the comment section, as you know, they are one of my greatest family in the comment section. They like to hide there. I don't know why they don't want to come on the platform, but they are still part of the family. I'd like to, Dan, welcome to this evening program. Here it says, okay, for us, yes, sins of greed and corruption, bigotry, tribalism, religious cultism, AIDS, thievery, banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, and many hundreds of others. May God help us. Good day, everyone. Now, here is what I'm throwing on the floor here. Are there no corruption in other nations, such as, for example, the United States of America, United Kingdom, Canada, countries that prosper and take care of what their citizens. Are there no issues of corruption, bigotry, tribalism, or racism, depending on where we have religious cultism, AIDS, thievery, banditry, kidnapping, terrorism? These issues are equally there as well too. I stand to be corrected if they are not there. But yet, they are what? They are prospering. Many Nigerians who wants to what? Will do anything to get to that one, to that, how do they call America? God's own country, which is what they call America. So could you please weigh into this? Let me start with Dan, if you Dan just joining us. Dan, can you weigh in on this, on that highlighted there? Are these things also in other countries like America, United Kingdom, Canada, countries that are prospering, that are doing well and taking care of their citizens? If they are there, why are they still prospering?
Yeah, good evening, Andrew and my brother Tony.
Yeah, good evening.
You see, when you want to talk about Nigeria, you have to sample. There's one thing we call in Lagos sample. You go come down, and then you talk reality first. That truth, you have to hold that truth if you want to compare. You see, this country you mentioned, Canada, America. We hear, I mean, they kill themselves in America every day. People shooting themselves. They have a problem also there. But what the difference is, you look at America now, electricity is 24/7. I've never been there, so I don't know. But I'm sure that they don't have a problem with things like electricity there. There might be in some part of, you know what I mean? But when you want to compare Nigeria and all those people, terrorism, bribery, they might be there. But the percentage of those things, maybe out of 100 people in America now, maybe you will see that maybe only one person might be able, might want to nurture all those things you are talking about. Maybe one person. But in Nigeria, even a small child of who can just talk, can play you wayo in Nigeria. You understand me? It's in the blood. Leaders. I'm no more supporting P2B anymore. I've backed away from him. But he said something one time. He said, when the leader is not stealing, you understand me? If the people on top are not doing bad thing, the person under will never dare to do bad thing. So when you are comparing, if there are no terrorism, I live in Sweden, Stockholm. When we hear, I mean, yesterday on the radio, a woman was shot dead. And when the investigation started, they found out that she's a mother to one of these gang people. So maybe they killed the mother just to punish that gang boy. You understand me? So there are also these things here, but you hear this thing once in a blue moon. You just hear, oh, everybody will be shocked. You understand me? So, and it's not here, you cannot talk about police. If you are driving, for example, I'm giving an example of your question. Example, you are driving, maybe you drive on a wrong lane. Police will come behind you, flash their light, they stop you. You know what they will ask you? Do you know why we are stopping you? Of course, if you are honest to yourself, you know why. Oh, yes, I'm good evening, sir. Yes, I drove in a wrong lane. They say, well, please. They look at you, you use the alcohol, they blow your alcohol to know whether you are okay first. When they find out your alcohol is negative, they check your driver's license, they see that you are permitted to drive. In 100% of that case, 99% will be a warning. They say, my friend, we saw that you are doing this, please don't do it again. They let you go. In Nigeria, the police you did not commit offense, they are trying to put offense upon you. Not to talk of when you commit offense. You understand me? You go to I travel to Africa many times. The people you want to give a job as immediately they know you are from somewhere, Europe, they gang against you first. These are people that you know many years ago, but that now your life have changed. You live in Europe. You come, whether you are surviving there or whether you're not surviving there. So this thing is in the blood of Nigerians. It's there inside the blood. Even the one who call themselves pastor, I'm not criticizing them, but I've seen the ones who are heading churches. When you come to that place, I used to sell musical instruments. You carry musical instruments with them. They need it. They will pretend as if now you they beg them to buy. Just to fuck you up, just to remove that gain where you're supposed to gain inside. I've said it in many cases. I think the black people or Africans, we have a peculiar problem that can never be wiped out, no matter how education, how you confess to God. It's inside our blood, Andrew. It's inside there. All these things are there. That's what I can tell you about. It's in the blood.
Mr. Tony, do you agree with Dan that this revolution, that this thing is actually that's a very strong God, that's a very strong claim you are making that it's in our blood. Are you suggesting Mr. Tony, is this truly in our blood? Because blood is a very strong thing, a powerful thing.
Yes, that's a very strong word that Dan used.
But please, Tony, before you answer that question, let me just land. Only 30
okay,
seconds.
go ahead.
Those of us who are speaking the way we are speaking today is because we decided to live upright. I decided personally to live upright. If you carry knife put for my neck today, I go tell you, so boy, maybe now my time of death. But for me to do wayo for somebody, my brother, I don't remove him from my life many years ago. And that is why I'm still alive and living today. Thank you.
So it couldn't be blood then.
Yes, that is what I wanted to point that out, because Dan is living in Sweden, and I'm sure that he's well behaved, he respects the law, he does his job, and he does not violate any law. So if it's in his blood, then wherever he is, he will just be deviant. But you see, this is what Obama said. I would just want to quote one of the quotations of Barack Obama. He says, "Real strength is telling the truth, even when it is inconvenient to do so." Real strength is telling the truth, even when it is inconvenient to do so. You see, we must tell ourselves the truth. Years back, in our villages, in our communities, if somebody steals something, it's a taboo. They will get the person, they will put whatever he stole on his head, and people will surround him, and they will take him around the village, shaming him, because it is a culture that the society does not tolerate. So what happened? The question is, what now happened that today people can even steal, and they are giving chieftaincy titles, and they are giving front seats in the church, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
You know, so we see impunity, we see all kinds of things. It looks like the values and the moral ethos of society has broken down, and we celebrate it. Someone does 419 and he buys cars, they build big house, they give him chieftaincy title. He's the big dude. But what this scripture is saying is that what exalts a nation is righteousness, doing the right thing, uprightness, moral rectitude. Once a nation begins to do bad, once the people begin to do bad, that nation will crumble. And if you look at all the nations that, if you look at Germany, Nazi Germany, during Adolf Hitler, he ran a very wicked, very, it crumbled. You look at apartheid South Africa, you look at Belgian Congo during King Leopold II. You can look at, and then you look at Sweden, where Dan is. Sweden has one of the highest per capita income, GDP per capita in the world. Sweden, Denmark, Switzerland, because they treat their people well. They treat their people well. So you see that when people are treated well, they can contribute positively to the development of their nation. When you treat your people well, you are not likely to have an upsurge of revolution, of riots, of people who are disgruntled, or people who are trying to pull down the system. Once people are satisfied, they have the basic needs that they have, the prosperity will follow. But when you run a country with injustice, with discrimination, playing up all primordial sentiments like ethnicity, religion, and so on and so forth, that country would not go far. It will not prosper. And that's part of the problem that we have in Nigeria today. Because there is injustice everywhere. The systems, those who are supposed to do what they know what they're supposed to do, they will not do it. There are places today in the world, if you drop money on the ground, you come back, you will see it there, nobody will pick it. Nobody will pick it because there's no need, they are content. But drop money, in fact, you don't even need to drop money. Enter Molwe or enter Danfo in Nigeria and put your wallet at the back of your pants. You are not sure you will see the thing. In fact, it's not even, they now will lay you safe on the road and stop you and say, bring out your ATM. And then they have POS and they will take your money. You go and report to the police, you won't get justice. You go to court unless you have money. And that has become the norm. And it's wrong. So once that a nation is built on that path, a nation that goes on that path, it's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult. The people will suffer, the people will groan. And so when we do these things that we do and we think we are smart, we are destroying our nation. Sometimes when you do right, you suffer for the cause of righteousness. That's another thing that drives people. When they're doing right, you find yourself in an office. You don't want to take bribe. You are the one that is telling the truth. They suffer you because they kick you out of the system because they feel that, they just give you a big office and you have nothing. So once, look at Nigerian Airways, for instance. One of the reasons why Nigerian Airways died, our friends who work there, they are traveling because they work in Nigerian Airways, they will not pay. They take their families, they take their friends. They didn't know that they're destroying the system because you are denying the airline the revenue that it will use to run the system, to maintain the system, pay salaries and so on. So every time they are going, they go to London. Then there was no visa. You go to London, if you work there, you just enter Nigerian Airways free. You go, girlfriends, everything. Systematically, they started destroying the airline. And they didn't know that what they were doing will have an impact that will affect everybody. And so when the system crashed and they are now crying, their salaries are not paid. This one, I was just laughing at some of my friends. I said, but I told you, these things that you people are doing, you will pay for it one day.
So what you're saying in a nutshell that we all know, but just for the purpose of this discussion, is consequences for our actions is waiting for us ahead of us as individuals and as a nation. Now, here it is now. When there is lack of law and order and accountability at the top, it trickles down to the citizen. Now, with this, we know that at the very top, there is no accountability. The law and order is in non-existence, and we don't know when we will have these righteous people in position that will be in position of authority or at the very top. Until such time, are we saying there is no hope for the country, for our country called Nigeria? I'll go with you first, Mr. Tony.
Well, there are righteous people. We see how.
Mr. Tony. Let's look out. Just listen, read what is on there. When there is
lack of law and order and accountability,
at the
At
top.
the top.
At the top.
It trickles down
It
to the
trickles
citizens.
down to the citizens. Now,
Well, yes,
at
there's
the
a,
very top, presently, at the very top now, from
well,
the president to
there's
the vice president, to the Senate president, to the lawmakers, to the governors,
from
to the
top to bottom,
former
according to Buhari.
Yaya Bello, to Wike, to every one of these are the people on top. They don't want to be accountable. So
Yeah.
my
You see,
question is, until such time that we have righteous people in position of authority on the top, does that mean there is no hope, no sight of relief for the citizens, those that want, those are below?
well, what there's a saying that when the mother cow is chewing, his young ones will be looking at his mouth because that's how they learn how to chew. You know, so and I think what has happened, just like Dan has said, quoting Obi, if the man on top is not stealing, is not corrupt, they no burn the person where they down to go and steal. You know, so because you wouldn't have any moral reason to question someone if you are stealing. It's impossible. But if you have a leader who is disciplined, a leader who is focused, he would once that kind of a thing happens, he will discipline whoever who is responsible. In fact, the fact that he is not stealing would rub off all those who are under him. You know, he becomes a model for others to see. And then he can, if he's a leader and is able to enforce the laws, because the enforcement mechanism is also important. We have laws, but the enforcement mechanisms are weak. The structures are weak. Okay, so they are not independent. They are manipulated. Some of them have been captured so that the decisions they take are not what they are supposed to be, but what someone else who is powerful, who controls them, who manipulates them, tells them to do. I mean, we can see it in our nation. We can see it in our judiciary. We can see it in the legislature. That sometimes things are done because they want to please somebody, you know, and if you don't do it, you're kicked out. So those are some of the handicaps that we have within the system, you know. And then sometimes people who want to speak the truth, when they speak the truth, they become villains. You know, they become the ones that are badly treated. And now that we have the media, so those powerful people who own the media, who have the media, once they put out something against you, it goes around, and eventually you become the villain, even though you are the one that did the right thing. So there are problems that we have, but that doesn't still mean that we don't have honest people in the system. Just that they are being frustrated and they are being shut down by the system that has captured almost everything. So,
Thank you.
like Dan used to say, we need to dismantle that system that is preventing people, you know, who want to, who good people to emerge. Because until that is done, it's going to be difficult.
All right, thank you, Mr. Tony. Mr. Blackstone, welcome to the show. Dan, before I go to Mr. Blackstone, to continue where Mr. Tony stopped, I'll ask you the question again. At the top, the president is number one. There are several question marks on his character. And like he says there, it trickles down to what? To the citizens. Do you think there is hope in sight? Why this current administration is up there? Do you think there is hope for the ordinary man walking on the streets who can't afford, some cannot afford 3 square meals? like I said on the news this evening, they were talking about the price of gas. Even you can't use gas to cook beans again, my favorite food. Someone says it's a poor man's food. No problem. Food is food. Poor or rich. Even the rich cannot even eat beans now. So, so is there any hope in sight, please? Because listen, let me say that I know I'm talking too much. This is a serious matter. This is a very, very thank you for Libby for joining us from Nigeria. This is a very serious matter, so we should not joke with it because there are people really suffering. So, Dan, I'll give you 5 minutes. I mean 3 minutes because we're having more people in now, so we got to time each other. Then I go to Mr. Black. No, I'll give you 5 minutes. We just five here or 4 of you here. Then I'll go to Blackstone. Then I'll go to Foley. No, before I go to you, Dan. Sorry, Blackstone. I beg your indulgence. Let me go to Foley B, who is joining us from Nigeria. He probably has a breaking news for us. Foley B, has the price of gas now gone to 500 and a derica of beans now 150, please? Do you mind telling us what's happening in Nigeria right now? Thank you.
Chris, I don't know I don't know the guys you are talking about. Which gas is 500?
I'm asking. I mean, I thought you joined us, want to give us the good news.
Gas is 1,500 now.
For how many kg?
One kg.
1 kg. So yes. If you are buying 5 kg, it's now 500, 5,000 something.
If you are buying kg, that's 7,000.
7,000.
Yes.
I know asking this is very difficult, but what is the look of things there, please?
As usual, Nigeria is adapting. You know, we love to adapt.
So we should not complain then. We should close shop and go home. No, is that what you're saying?
If it's all about complaining, we are the master of complaining, but the only thing we don't act. We are good at complaining, but we don't act.
No action.
We all know the problem. We can analyze the problem from now till next year, but nobody is acting on how to solve the problem.
So, in your opinion, besides the going to election, what other solution do you think Nigerians, the citizens, can apply to solve the problem?
I really believe that Nigeria has to activate the citizenship action. They need to be. We have to be active. You know, the reason why these people are actually taking us for granted is because we don't. We complain, we lament, but we don't challenge them the way we're supposed to be challenging them. Nobody is challenging them. We only complain. We complain within our sitting room, within our beer parlor, bar, inside taxi. We can complain, but we are not challenging government. I think that power is what we need to activate. Power of challenging the government, challenging the authority, questioning them. Why are you doing this? Why must you do this? Who is doing this?
When you say questioning them, okay, I believe there are. Sorry, gentlemen, please indulge Mr. Toa and Mr. Foley B because he's joining us from Nigeria. When you say questioning them, what are the? How do we question them? I mean, these are individuals who lock themselves up either in Abuja, the state capital, the national capital, or their state capital. And they don't relate with their constituents. They don't relate with their constituents. How do we get to the point of questioning these people and holding them accountable? One suggestion somebody once said to me, which I think is brutal, is to trace them to their houses and invade their houses and probably drag them down. But that, to me, that is brutal. So the floor is back to you, Felipe.
You know, when you make people, there are things you can do to people that they will not even know how to even fight you, even if they know they are their enemy. There are things you can do to them, make them hungry. Anytime you come around them, throw peanuts to them. They will celebrate you. And this is the reason why Nigerians are not be able to challenge the people in power. This is the reason why, as it is now, if election come today, APC will still win. Because they will still come around with their peanuts to give out to them, and so that they can continue the job for them. That is where you will see, hey, okay, Joe. That's why you see family of 4, family of 5, that they will line up themselves on a line to go and vote because of 5,000, because of 20,000. For what?
Okay. Okay, it's back again. Joining us from the Nigeria is Foley B. Foley, let's just push further on this issue of. I was discussing this about what poverty has caused in Nigeria today. That like what Philip is saying, queuing to pay for getting 5,000 naira, no moral, no value or consciousness again. Uh, uh, how do we go about? Because really, it worries me a lot. I have to be honest. I was talking to a friend that the small hope I have for Nigeria appears to have disappeared, pop up. It's gone, appears to have gone, and that is frightening to me myself, because I'm a strong believer of the country, no matter what anybody says. So, in your opinion, before I go to other panelists, besides what you just said, holding the people accountable, I'm thinking, what's that tangible thing we can do right now, as of today, the people can do to turn around this, because I believe the power is still with the people, to turn around the situation. Today, the 24th of October, going into the 25th of October, what exactly can we do? If you have
Okay, I think I will stand. Let me just come from another angle of the way I understand it. And I'm very sorry if anybody belongs to the group that I want to mention today. I'm not saying this to insult anybody, but I'm just saying it as a fact and as a reason why we are where we are now. The day the obedient allow someone from the system to pilot the affair of the revolutionary movement, that was the day we actually lose the battle. I don't know if anybody is getting what I'm saying, because had it been the obedient are actually being leading by a leader who is actually with people, who is actually supporting what people should be looking at. By now, they're supposed to be leading a kind of a movement or a revolutionary movement. Even all this suffering, we're supposed to be coming out. As I'm talking to you, we're supposed to be on streets. At the we have someone who can actually lead people. Because what we need now is someone to lead. But the way the pendulum shifts to, the person leading them is not a fighter. It's just a part of the system. But the system is being leading because obedient have the number in place. They have the energy, they have the voices, they have the system in place, they have all what it takes to even do something. But the problem now, the person leading them is not giving them the direct direction where they should channel their power on. And that's where the problem is. And had it been the system is being leading by a real revolutionary, by now, they will even remove subsidy the way they remove it without us coming out. They can't be. You said you are selling petrol at 600 naira. We are still complaining. This same you still move it from there to 800 naira, from 800 naira to 1,030 naira. I'm talking about official NNPC price. If you are buying petrol now in any filling station, apart from NNPC, you'll be buying like around 1,150. And nobody is even telling us what to do. Nobody is leading the movement. And we are waiting for 2027. And 2027, these people will still come the same way they are now. Instead of us to be dialoguing or discussing about how to fix our INEC now, Obi is not saying anything about it. He's just going around doing his sweet talk, waiting for 2027. And in 2027, there's something that happened in 2023 will still happen. They will still also to go to court. We'll still go to court. And yet nothing will happen.
Yeah.
So our matter, our discussion now should be who is that person that are ready to lead us? Like we want to go for a battle. You don't send an army of lions to a battle and you allow a sheep leading them.
Okay. Thank you, Foley B. You've thrown a spanner into the world. So, even though we are still on the same topic, righteousness exalted nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Dan, I think it's you, then Blackstone. I think Blackstone. Following on what Foley B just said, in terms of the obedience, they have them in numbers. I've always argued, and this is my argument. I shouldn't be. I don't have opinion here, but for today, allow me to have opinion here. That Obi has the numbers compared to other candidates, and the numbers, according to what's his name, Dele Farotimi, that Obedient has been able to raise enough army who are ready to die for the truth. And the truth in the present context of Nigeria is that the country is not working, and we need people who are ready to die, to sacrifice their life. Please, forgive me for saying that. To sacrifice their life. And P2B is not doing anything in terms of this matter to galvanize the obedience. It takes the streets, a peaceful protest, a protest to rule and occupy the state house, the government house, occupy the chambers, the red and blue chambers, if I'm correct, occupy anywhere that needs to be occupied, as the Bible says, occupy till I come. So, do you agree in terms of what Foley B says? I'll start with you, Revolution, then I'll go to Dan. You have 3 minutes. Do you agree with Foley B's argument that P2B has failed in that regard?
Thank you, Foley B, man of prestige, and Blackstone for coming in. You know, before I started talking today, I told you that I'm no more a supporter of Obi. That's what I started with. And on this platform, I've called Obi a coward. Big time coward. In fact, that man now, I don't even want to see him in anywhere anymore. He's part of the system. People who know the system have told us, Showore have told us clearly that Obi is part of them. Many people started arguing. These are the type of Nigerians that deceive Nigerians. P2B is a millionaire, as far as I know. He doesn't care about us. When he come, he give us sweet words. People, imagine last election. We all know who won that election. If somebody Showore won that election, by now Nigeria, if Showore was in P2B's shoe last election, by now Nigeria will be smiling because he will not let it go like that. People ran around P2B, this you're winning. Let us fight for it. He said, no. He spoke in Igbo. That's what it means, that we should cool down, that these people have been here for long. We use suffering, remove them. That's the meaning of what he spoke in Igbo. And we know the country we live in. One of them have come to this platform, to the national television and said, why they are doing this thing to us is because we don't stone them. When he said, the people said, when he was his turn, he did this. Instead of listening, he's giving us a joker. This is how you can solve this problem. Fight these people. These people are not strong. Fight them. But when the man said it, people started blaming him. But you were there. You are the one who did this. You are as if what he did was better than what they are doing now. So, Andrew, to answer your question, you know me, I don't like to waste time. There's no hope in Nigeria, if that's what you are asking us. there is no hope in that country as far as today is concerned. The hope will only come, like this, my brother from Nigeria said, when we have a leader who is a revolutionarist, who is ready to tell Nigerians, come on, there's no hope, oh, we have to fight. And I've given you people so many ways. Man of President asked me the last time we met, what is the revolution you are talking about, in which form? I told him, Nigerians, fella told us, you know, one day, Papa Day house, we think they tell us, say they smoke Igbo, if he smoke Igbo, you know, they know what they thought. That house was how Nigerians quenched that man. That man should be given a Nobel Prize in Nigeria today. So we have given you people option. If you people know one die, una no one do this, sit at home. There must be a revolt of somehow. If there's no revolution of somehow, sitting at home is not destroying anything. Okay, we tell your guy, okay, we don't tire. Make una the rule. We know one again. But Nigerians don't want to do anything. So for me, that your question is very clear. There's no hope in that country as far as of today is concerned. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'll come to Blackstone. Blackstone, going by Foley B argument and revolutions, do you think Showore should have joined hands with Peter Obi or the obedient, given that he's a revolutionist or a revolutionarist during the 2020, the outcome after the outcome of the 2020 election and the outcome of the court case? Do you think Showore should have joined? Going by what is on the screen, there all hands needs to be on deck to move Mandela. Do you think Showore should have joined hands with Peter Obi and lead a protest? Because this is about the nation, patriotism. Do you think so? Please.
Thank you, Electricity, and good day to everybody on the panel and those in the those on the comment section. I just want to say something here. If we go back to the demonstration of occupied Nigeria at that time, we know the people that were involved in that demonstration, occupy Nigeria, when Jonathan wanted to remove the subsidy at that time, the subsidy. So they all came together and agreed, and they went to the street, right? So the issue today is that there's no more that unity. Everybody is fighting for individual recognition. I believe that if Showore and other political leaders can come out and stand firm and demonstrate and do what they did in that time of Jonathan, Nigeria will stand still. But today, if anybody comes out and say, okay, let's lead the demonstration, even the so-called leaders who were involved at that time will be the one to say, why are you going out? Wanted to kill you, to do this, to do this. So I don't know how the people have systematically disorganized the people and create that division that everybody wants to be like a one-man army, you know. So if you want to demonstrate, do it on your own. If you have people that support you, go ahead. To be frank, I think Showore would have joined forces with Obi and other political leaders, party leaders at that time, for them to come out and say, this is not right for our nation, right? So because you cannot fight for yourself alone. You cannot be a one-man army to fight a cabal. So I think at that time, if the other political parties candidate came out and say, this is totally wrong, this is not good for our democracy, this is not good for our nation, this is destroying our young democracy, and they come out and stand and voice their support or their disagreement to that election result announced by INEC, I think Nigerians would have gone along with them. But everybody was like fighting for his own interest, actually. That's the way I say it. So I think that it will be better. In fact, even now, if they can come out and stand firm in unity to say this is what we want, what is going on is wrong, it's not helping the nation, it's not helping Nigeria image, the people are suffering. I think that it will have a more effect on the government and make them to sit up. But if everybody says, mention this name, and create that element of division within the people, between these leaders, they cannot come together in one accord to do anything. There's no way we are going to have any significant movement in Nigeria. We're talking about the obedient. Obi might be the leader of obedient, right? But it might not be the martial man there. Somebody can take over that position. You understand me? A leader can be somebody who doesn't have that power to command. But it may have a deputy or somebody else say, this is what you want to do. Right? So there's hierarchy in everything. There are people that are gentle, there are people that are hard. Right? If Ochure can say, okay, I want to join Obi and lead the obedient movement, he can do that. And then we follow him. So we can't stay here and be to blame different people. We have a right to come together in one accord, in an agreement for the sake of the nation, for the sake of the people who are suffering. So if Obi cannot lead it, somebody can say, okay, Obi, let's join together, let's do this thing. Bring the obedient movement, talk to them, let them join me, let's march. There's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you very much, Mr. Blackstone. Man of Prestige, welcome. Mr. Tony K, I'm going to take you last because there's a comment I need to highlight for you too. But I think you have to, so I'm going to come to you last. Man of Prestige, it's about the nation, not about you and I, okay? So we are not supposed to be selfish. That is the argument on the floor here now. So in your own opinion, do you think Peter Obi and the other political candidates should team up together and lead this protest of survival, putting all differences aside, selfishness, egocentric, or whatever it is? As I'm going to mention the date again, 24th of October, going into 25th of October. Do you think these leaders should come together and lead a national protest in hope that it will push the government to start to do something? Because the way the country is, Dan said there's no hope. Some people said Nigeria is beyond redemption. Some said Nigeria has been sold. It's in the bidding process. So they put it up for bidding. But some of us want it to be safe. So what's your take there? Please. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Greeting to everybody. Afternoon, evening. It's a very good question. I mean, this particular question has been asked to Showore many times. And he said he never want to align with Obi. I'm a proponent of Obi, but having said that, his idea of try to come into power, try to revolutionize Nigeria, like Revolution said, there are two different kind of revolution. One of them has to be through the violent. The other one is more of a peaceful dismantling of the present system, like, having a new national, maybe have just dismantle the present government we have, and just everything completely, just forming a different kind of national policy, that will help the country, from anything necessary. But having said that, this is where we are right now. I can't really say that Nigeria is irredeemable. I mean, there may be, but the trajectory is not heading in the right way. It's gonna take a lot for that country to revolutionize to what we want. Whatever we call a good government. I mean, I don't foresee that, but I don't mean to be pessimistic. I'm trying to be optimistic in certain way, but we're not heading to the right direction. I mean, every day is a problem. I mean, look at what just happened, the reshuffling of cabinet and, All those are nonsense. Nothing really transpired from there. So let's not even go. Let's not even go there, you know. So that's a mess. I mean, you didn't reshuffle the cabinet to the people that really matter to shape the economy. All those people you reshuffle are just
Man of President, are you saying that Bianca Ojukwu, the pretty lady, she's not worthy of being a minister?
Am I going to eat pretty? What am I supposed to do?
That pretty will go shop.
I mean, I have more politics surrounding me. Okay? So it's not about pretty and handsome. That don't do me any good. But having said that, you know, that just whatever that may be. After all, she's a junior cabinet. It's not even about her. Whether she accepts it or she doesn't accept it, that's her prerogative. So I'm not going to go into that. You know, I'm just saying the whole cabinet, the people that matter, you know, that's where it's supposed to, like the finance minister and all that, you know, the top minister that matter, that shape the economy. You know, all those ones like Uju, Kennedy, and some other nonsense. It don't make any sense to me. But let me stick with the present question that we're asking, you know, whether the right-minded people should come together and join in order to, you know, rescue that country. Yeah, I believe there are some right-minded people, but the machine we have in that country is so strong. Just the Nigerian mentality, you know. When you go
man of prestige, want
to join them.
Man of prestige. We're talking about Showore, Peter Obi, Atiku, Kwankwaso, and the likes of Prince Adewale, any of the presidential candidates.
No. If they have to join, Atiku doesn't have to come in. Maybe Kwankwaso, Atiku should just get out of that. You know, it shouldn't be part of the changes. Adewale, P2B, if they can be able to put their steps together, you know, Adewale, Showore, maybe Kwankwaso, you know, because I've not really ruined the country or something like that. But to a certain end, he was a part of them because he was the governor. He was part of them. He was the governor. Is it possible in that Nigerian space for me to get people like just Showore, people who has not been in the government before? That would have been good. That's what I like. I mean, I like Showore a lot. You know, Obi is part of them. You know, it doesn't have. I'm not saying his idea is not good. I like Obi. But I can't see Obi, you know, rescuing Nigeria where it is right now. And it's going to be very, very difficult to get people like Showore. How many Showore do we have in Nigeria? That's the problem. We don't have a lot of them, you know, that's totally going to change that country. You asked me a question, do I see Obi? It would have been good if we can have people with very like-minded, you know, somebody who's part of the inner circle. Obi is part of the inner circle. Kwankwaso is part of the inner circle. But if they can, you know, be able to bring their ideology together with somebody who like Showore and be able to change that country, yeah, that would have been a very good thing. I don't think that's going to be possible. You know, I'm sorry, I hate to be pessimistic, but that would have been.
Okay.
What about Atiku, all those people? No, they shouldn't come into that. But if we can have people like Showore, how many Showore we have? Probably none. But Showore, in my opinion. So,
all right, thank you. Folibi, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm still here.
Yeah. Is it not possible, for the sake of the nation, patriotism, for the sake of the nation, for Showore to bring down his dislike, to bring down his, pardon me for this, his ego, and work with Peter Obi, him being a revolutionist, and join forces together and lead the protests. Remember, it is for the nation, taking one for the nation, taking a bullet for the nation. Because it's all about the nation, not about individuals. Do you think it would? Don't you think it would be nice for him to do that?
Oh, all right. Thank you very much, my boss. You know, if you really want to solve a problem, you need to identify what that problem is, and provide a solution to the problem. So in 2017, the first outing that I actually have with Showore, the message is this. So far, Nigeria has been divided into two in every 4 years. And every year, they will present two criminals for us. They will have us to choose one between the two criminals. Now, the reason why Showore actually came in is this. How can we have a thought force, a genuine thought force, that wherever we are doing our fighting, you know, in the past, wherever Showore and his colleagues put everything in place to make sure they expose the government so that people can see the rust in the government. At the time that we're supposed to organize ourselves, these people, they were the one doing politics. None of us is in the politics then. These people are the one in politics. They always bring themselves back. They organize themselves. They will regroup themselves in another different dimension. But the real revolutionaries are not even getting involved in politics. So it's the same people that is taking over whatever those guys have been doing to expose the system. They will still corner the process and still take over the power. Now in 2017, he said, we have been doing it without being a partisan person for so long. So this time around, I think as we were fighting, we need to create a political movement where, as we are fighting, somebody from that body will be going to the politics to represent our wishes. This is the reason why Showore came in 2018, 2019 to campaign. Okay, and after the 2019 election, he noticed that election alone cannot solve our problem. If these people are the ones that are still conducting the election on our behalf, they control the INEC, they've stole a lot of money to manipulate the election, they control the talk, the children they refuse to train to school, they control them, they control the police force, they control army force.
I think we lost fully beat there.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah,
Welcome back.
it's in their care. Now, and in 2017, in 2019, after the election, we come to a conclusion. Without us organizing a kind of a movement to push these people back a bit, we'll go nowhere. That is why we launched, in 2017, we launched Take It Back movement. But after we know that Take It Back movement cannot do it alone, we added a political party, which is AAC. And after AAC, we know that election alone cannot do it. We added revolution. That means we know where we are coming from. We know what we are doing. So that movement gave back to a revolutionary movement in Nigeria. In the history of Nigeria, we have answers. And that is those are the systems that actually happened, events that happened before we have answers. But after the answers, we have a conscious, we have our people's conscious mind to be able to see the rotting in the system, to be able to see that we don't have system in place. Now people are now waiting for 2023. But the problem we have is that we are going, and all these people, they're already afraid because they didn't know who is that person that will lead that revolutionary movement to 2023 election. They were afraid. There are a lot of information around that is flying around that if they allow a radical person to lead Nigerian youth to 2023, they will not be safe. None of them will even ready to wait for that last day of the election. They will have run away. But the day Obi take over that movement from us, these people relax because they know if Obi win, they still win. And they know if Obi did not win, they still know how to communicate with Obi. And I can bet you to anybody, Obi cannot even deny it, that before they announce the election, that Baba Tinubu will not call him and tell him that Obi, I don't win you, go and wait for your own time. They will make it a paddy things. So it's me and you that were a victim here. And it's us that needs to organize ourselves. So let me talk to where my brother stop it, that somebody like Adewale, Showore should come together. Fine. That's what we are looking for. But the problem is this. Okay, let me start from this area, because people used to mock us that we have 14,000 votes, 14,000 votes in the last election. But how will you think it's glanced my heart seeing 14,000 people still be the one leading the revolutionary movement in the country, where 6 million people were sitting behind? The last protest was actually organized by the 14,000 people, the one we have in Nigeria. But the one we have 6 million are not doing anything about it. So if you are talking about we coming together, it has to be somebody who understands where the problem is, and they will not allow the way the system is being programmed to affect his whatever he believes. I believe that only me can go to polling unit to go and cast my vote for person I think is worthy of my vote, without mind whether he's going to win or not. I don't care. But some people believe they want to follow the trend, who is popular, who is trending, and these people are not ready to do whatever we need to do. And that's why I appreciate that our 14,000 votes, and we're on it. But today, I believe it. People are now joining us in mass. Before 2027, if God spare our life, we will see what will happen. And I believe the game will not be the game. It will not be as usual.
Thank you very much.
We are going there.
Mr. Tony,
Can I ask Foley something?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Okay, Foley, my question is, what is Showere, or what are you doing in order to get the present youth movement, like the obedience for say, to come back to Showere? Because part of obedience right now is to be under Showere. What are you doing, to mobilize them, to come to your own food in order to, achieve whatever, ambition you just...
Man of Prestige, you see, that question I wanted to ask you, so we will go around
Okay.
in doing it. But thank you for pointing that question out. I really appreciate it. We'll come to that question. If I forget, I will ask you to ask that question again. But this is one thing I want us to do. 2 minutes each. I'll give each of us 2 minutes. If you have evidence, please support your argument with evidence in respect to what I'm about to say. There is, we lost Folibi, but probably will come back. There is this claim that P2B is part of the establishment. However, P2B pride himself, campaign on transparency, accountability, and everything we can think of. So how is this person who is earning himself a nickname is Mr. Go Verify? He told the above Benin to go and search if he finds any land in his name when it was a government, or he should bring it, then he's going to step down. How is this person? People are saying that it's part of this corrupt establishment, or is allowing the establishment to use it. 2 minutes each to you, gentlemen. I'll start with you, Mr. Tony.
Thank you. To answer, well, my view is that Obi may be in the system, but is not part of the system. Because if you look at his history as a businessman, he didn't follow the usual pattern of those people who live in Ikoyi or drive company cars or live a lifestyle that is typical of the bourgeois. He lived in Festac when he was offered accommodation in Via and Ikoyi. He declined it. He declined the cars they gave to him. He declined the allowances that they give to him. Even as chairman of SEC, as chairman of banks, he never. Now, when he went for governorship, he went to a party that didn't have one single person that was voted in, either at the local government level, state, or federal. He went in there, and there was a cabal there, if you remember, in Anambra State. There were the Uba brothers. There was also Ifeanyi Uba. There was Emeka Ofo. They held the system in Anambra State. It was a cabal, it was a PDP cabal that held after Mba Junuju. Obi challenged them, and he defeated them hands down. And because he's not part of the system, they impeached him twice. He went to court. So if he's part of the system, why would they impeach him? He fought them to a standstill and totally dismantled their power in Anambra State and installed his own. Now, when he left, he became an advisor to Goodluck Jonathan. And again, I have mentioned it in this platform, that when it was decided, when in a meeting, when it was tabled, what the foreign wealth fund would be used for, the 36 state governors, all of them, I mean, the governors, all of them said they should share the money. It was only Obi that said, no, we should save the money. If we had saved the money, maybe part of the problem that we're having now we wouldn't have. That's not a man that is part of the system.
Thank you.
And then for him, lastly, to go out there and challenge his Oga, Atiku, challenge his party. When he saw the manipulations of PDP, when they were trying to choose who would become the presidential candidate of PDP, he saw the signs. He left and went to see Sule Lamido, who is an elder statesman and the northern are part of the founding fathers of PDP. And once he told him that, there's no way for him, he left.
Okay.
He left.
Thank you,
And he
Mr.
challenged the system. And he defeated all of them, hands down. Forget about what INEC did. So if you say what we're trying to do now is we are reducing this whole issue, the challenge that the nation have to personalities. It's not a question of personalities. Where is NLC? Where is TUC? Where is Pengasin? Where is NANS? Where is the Academic Union of Nigerian Universities? Where is NOLGE? Where is NUT? There was a time we had a vibrant opposition. And these people came together and they shook the system. If you put Obi together and put Showore together, there's not much they can do. This problem is for the nation. Where are the institutions that are supposed to come together, pressure group that are supposed to pressure government and shake the system?
Okay, Mr. Dunn, your 2 minutes.
They're not there.
Thank you. You've used more than 2 minutes. I just want us to revolution. Please stay within 2 minutes. In fact, I reduced it to 1 minute 30 seconds. No, 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Relax with me now. Which one you doing, sir?
How is Peter Obi part of the establishment? How is he used as a decoy to promote the establishment? Because these are strong allegations being made against a man who hanged himself by the name Go Verify, who is accountability, transparency, beside the Panama Panama paper, he has hanged himself a good name. So how is he part of the establishment? How is he being used as a decoy to promote evil, wickedness in high places?
Andrew, you remember the deputy to Peter Obi, Alhaji Dante?
Alhaji Dante. Yeah.
After the election, he made a statement.
When people were tired of the statement.
Yeah, the statement he made he said, "I cannot do anything. I'm not the leader of that party. I'm the deputy." And in that statement, before he made that final submission, and he left the floor open, saying, "Nigerians, we have done our own. It's up to you." So when people started seeing Obi as part of the system, we know that Obi is an upright man, like many, many Nigerians. Peter Obi is not the only good person in that country. But what we are saying that he's part of the system is because if you're a captain of a football team and you want to be a successful captain, there is a match that you'll be playing, you will find out that a system must change if you want to win that game. You don't need people to tell you. But if you have taken Gunje on the corner, then you can just pretend, oh boy, don't worry, we go to court. Which court are you going? Court that you know uprightly that nothing will come out from that court. That is why people started suspecting Obi. And we went to that court, they spread sleeping powder, all of them fell asleep. The thing, Obi is part of them. Now you came, Showore came back to Nigeria to call for protest. Did Obi participate? No. Instead, he's going around making a connection with the people that we know are part of the Nigerian system. Kwakwaso, Atiku, all of them. You see pictures every day dealing with those people who have destroyed Nigeria in the past that we all know. People are saying, excuse me, people are saying that Showore should join P2B. P2B should join Showore because Showore is saying revolution. Why should Showore join them? They should join Showore because they know that Showore is the only person who has the solution to Nigeria of today. They should come and join us. Not we going to join the bad system. So you people should stop saying that Showore should go and join P2B. P2B should join Showore. That Dele, that brother who is a candidate of, he was here a few times in this program. He likes to explain so much and talk very well. They should join Showore because Showore is calling for revolution. Which P2B is calling for peaceful. We should go to court. No. What Nigerians are saying in all corners today, like that my brother was saying in the taxi, in the beer parlor, everybody is saying it's revolution in their rooms, in their house, because things are hard. So they should follow Showore. That's it. If P2B want to clean his name that is not part of the system, he should join Showore to fight this fight we are fighting. When they come for protest, he should come out and join us. Then we know his hand is clean. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Welcome, Jefferson. I don't know. Yes, I think, man of prestige, I think we're going to take your question. We'll take it. We'll start from Blackstone. We'll go to you, and we go to Foley B, and we go to Jefferson, then Tony K. Revolution has already started. Now, truth is, we're saying Showore should join the camp of Peter Obi. But the question is, why can't Peter Obi also, being a man that is claimed to be humble, humility, unlike people like us, why can't he not call Showore and say, you know what, for the sake of the country, let's make this thing work? Blackstone, the floor is yours. The man of prestige, they're following
There's a saying in my language that said, you don't see the move from one, you don't see the move from one angle, right? So you can see the move from different angles. So I think Showore have his own angle of solution to Nigerian problem. Peter Obi have his own angle of solution to Nigerian problem. Not everybody believes in revolution. And revolution is not the only way to solve a problem. There are different types of revolution. Dan, you have said it before. You understand me? So one thing I don't like that, just like the Bible says, that you are not of this world, but you are in this world, but you are not of this world. Peter Obi being, people say it's a part of the system. Everybody's a part of the system. Even Showore is a part of the system. But his approach is different. It's taking a different approach. So you cannot label somebody as you cannot label a person as every other person when you don't know his antecedents. So you cannot come here and cannot say Obi took money from somebody whereby you have no proof of it. You understand me? So you cannot say Obi is being bribed or is being used when you have no proof of it. I don't think Peter Obi, who who is trying to give himself a good name, a good record, and in fact, he has a good record and everything, will come down and then say because of this reason, he want to tarnish his image. Like you said, Revolution, at the very beginning, you said you change your mind to live a good life. That's how everybody has a change of mind sometimes. So if you can be within the system and be out of that system because of your belief, of your actions and everything. You are not being carried along in that system. You are not in that bus. You are outside the bus. So that's what Peter Obi is. He's proud to say it. Go and verify. If I tell you anything, go and find out. And in this modern age of informations everywhere, things cannot be hidden. If it is, like I says, truth will always come at a later. Truth will always prevail over lies. Good will always prevail over evil. So if Peter Obi is lying, definitely one day we know this who he is. Even before Peter Obi even became a politician, he was already a billionaire. Peter Obi was a person that got 4 million pounds without a collateral in the UK. As a credit, 4 million pounds as a credit without a collateral. Go and check it. Is there anybody that can get that?
Thank you, man, Mr. Blackson.
So what I'm trying to say is that everybody has an image to protect, and let's not come and try to tarnish people's image without a proof that this person is like that. So if Peter B cannot join show whatever because they are not on this, they don't have the same ideology in finding a solution to the Nigerian problem. That's
but you said Showore should join him. That's what we are saying, and I'm not tarnishing his image.
No, you said that they gave me a bribe, that they gave me something.
I did not say that. So please mind my word. And everybody was listening. I didn't say anything about bribe.
Thank you
for clarifying. I was the one that said something similar. But what I said is this: because of the space they are all coming from, paddy government of a thing, as Fela put it. I just told you, I believe. I didn't say it happened. But before they announced Tinubu may likely call Obi and tell him, Obi, I don't win you. You have to go and wait for your time. And they will laugh over it. That's the area I'm speaking from. That all of them were friends until we get somebody who is totally against whatever their plan is. That is when we will get it right. That's what I mean.
Thank you, Felipe. Thanks for clarifying that you are not you are the one that said that made that comment and not Revolution. Man of Prestige, you asked the question, so you have to attempt to answer the question yourself if you don't mind.
Okay. I'm gonna let me make my narrative. Then that's gonna be my last question.
All right. I need to comment you have 3 minutes. I give you.
I'm going to comment about this Obi narrative, joining Showore. We should stop it. For something like that to transpire, it has to be pretty much organic, for them to come align together. I know they have different principles, the different principle of governing in something. So if that has to happen, just because Showore is more of a revolutionary in the sense that everything has to be dismantled. Obi is an inner circle who wants to come in and bring their, bring it small, soft. But Nigerian space is a very difficult, place for you to do that, But is that possible? Yeah, that could be very possible because they have different ideology. But having said that, let me talk about P2B, being part of them. Yeah, to a certain extent, he's part of them. I think it's Mr. Tony that properly said it. Yeah, he's part of them because has been a governor, has been former vice president candidate, something like that. He has been in Nigerian politics for a long time. I'm not from Anambra, and I just started following Nigerian politics in the last 3 years. But having said that, if I have to point somebody that is very transparent, I would say it should be, because it cannot just be by coincidence. when you have people like APC, they would have been able to fish out if Obi has done anything wrong. Believe me, they have tried to tarnish his image. And I can't, there's no way you're going to have about 100% of people that I have come across that haven't said anything good about Obi governorship, when he was a governor, that the guy was an excellent governor. So it can't just be coincident. Everybody from Anambra, I mean, we know that, particularly the South Eastern, they don't sugarcoat things. If Obi has misbehaved or something like that, forget about this politics, Pandora paper or whatever. Thinking about Pandora paper, even at all, he put his money there. Rami in America put his money there. It's a way for you to, show your finance. There's nothing illegal. I mean, some people has caught something. I think one British girl or whatever, you have to do something illegal for them to, for them to hold you an offense. Whatever Obi did there, there's nothing illegal about it. Believe me, if it is illegal, this present government would have come out, and implicated him. So, in a nutshell, I think Obi, is a very transparent. From my own opinion, I'm not easy in mind. Nobody can be 100% right. But I think Obi is a very transparent guy. I will say that, because they would have find something, on him by now. So having said that, hold on, I'm not done now. Let me land on what I'm trying to say.
What do you mean land? So you've been flying since the man of prestige.
No. So having said what I said, don't let me lose my thought now. having said what I said, I think it would have been a very proper thing for Obi, for Obi and Showore to join, but we can't be coming here and say let them join. They have to make that decision by themselves. Whether it's going to work, it's not going to work. I don't know, but that decision should be left to them. But I'm still an Obi supporter, 100%, just because of the person. But with this kind of ideology, with the kind of personality he have, can he be able to save Nigeria? I don't think so. Nigeria is a very complex place. That's the way I see it.
Thank you very much. Jefferson, then I'll go to Foley B, then I'll go to Tony K, then I'll go to Revolution. There's going to be the Blackstone. I'm going to highlight a comment here, and I'm going to leave it open for a little bit of a back and forth interjection with respect and consideration. Here we go. No, there is hope. Most people have written Nigeria up. I watched a Parana program today. It said Nigeria is already up for sale in the stock market, stock exchange. Stock exchanges. However, the gentleman says,
who's going to buy Nigerian stock?
No. I mean, Nigeria has already been listed. Nigeria, the countries have been listed in the stock exchange. So let's move on. We can turn to God, hard, fast, and pray for righteousness to prevail in Nigeria while we work to denormalize the atrocities we see. Nigerians were known to have prayed over the years. Nobody can say we're short of prayers. Even as we are talking, some people are praying in their corner to God for Nigeria. But is it all about prayer and pray for righteousness? Or there is more to pray? Is there more to fasting that one needs to do? Because given to the amount of churches and amount of religious leaders. Yeah, we're hearing you now. So Jefferson, I will start with you. I'll start with you. The floor is open for interjection. You can just tell the person you need the person to clarify what they are saying, or you disagree with the person. I want to leave this floor open for this way. So Jefferson, you will go first. So gentlemen, any of you can interject and ask for permission or challenge what that person says. So going forward, the floor is open. Thank you.
All right.
No, Jefferson, before you go, please, let me give it to Foley B, please. Because I know Foley B, he has network issues and he may disappear. So Foley B, we turn to God. Fine.
I would love to ask, is there anybody that I actually hear that believe Obi govern Anambra states? that very well. Is there anybody here?
Yes, I believe so. Yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry. Can you please give me how many tiers of government we have in Nigeria?
No, basically we have three. Is from the Nigerian context. We have three. What they call it?
Okay, we have federal, state, and local government, right?
Yes. Yes.
So how will you see a governor, someone that governed a state for 8 years without having a chairmanship election? How will you see that kind of person under a democracy?
Well, I don't really know much about that dynamic, but basically, what he was trying to do at the time was to ensure that there was stability in the government in terms of making sure that during his reign he was able to give back to the people by ensuring that there was accountability. That is from the basic.
Foley, can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question, Foley?
Yeah, I'm here.
Have you been to Anambra State?
Yes, sir.
You have been to Anambra State?
Yes.
Were you in Anambra State when Obi was governor?
Yes, that was around 2010, 2011. I was actually serving then.
Have you been to Opa Iweka in Onitsha?
No. I always pass through Onitsha, but not really.
Okay, before you even go there, I knew what Anambra State used to be.
So my brother,
hold on. I knew what Anambra State used to be when I was a student of Futu.
My brother. What we are discussing here. Sorry, sir. Sorry, my brother. What we are discussing here, we are discussing a democracy, right?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Foley, let me ask you a question. What was the issue that Obi was not able to do local government election? Do you know the issue that was on the ground?
Oh, okay. Maybe you can educate me on that.
No. You ask a question. I don't know about. I'm not from Anambra State.
No,
yes. What I know is this. I just want us to bring out the quality. All right, bros.
People always accuse Obi that he never did local government election. Obi have always gave a reason. The problem that we are having most of the time was in the court. Was the court
for 8 years
at that time? Yes,
for 8 years.
How many cases last for 2 years, 3 years in Nigeria? And in the first place, how many states actually do local government election in Nigeria? How many states do local government in Nigeria? How many states? Let's actually count it.
So that is no, bros. My brother. No. You just ask me a question, please.
Yes. Let me finish my question. Because
we are this section is actually for interrogation, right?
Yes. Let me finish. Let me just ask
okay.
Where it's like a person that went for an exam, right? Out of the 8 papers, he got 7. And one was bad in it. You just have to label in.
No, I'm asking. Wait. It's you that I don't allow me to ask my question. I'm just picking it one by one, so that we'll be picking the quality of a leader. Okay. I want us to pick that quality of what we should be expecting. Okay, that is one of what I think.
Sorry, gentlemen. Mr. Jonaba, you're just joining. This is an open floor where people can interject and but with respect and everything. So I'm moderating less, so it's an open floor just to let you know. Thank you very much.
So my brother,
thank you for having me, and I want to interject so that this young man will not be driving us crazy here. Will be supporter and so supporter.
Okay, thank you.
I want to go to the scripture you quote that righteousness exalts a nation. Righteousness does not exalt any nation. It's just for the Bible, and that is for the Christian. And we have other nations on earth that are prospering, that are not used governor as a religion base. So that is a quotation that has kept us where we are. A good leader.
I disagree, sir.
Can you let Jonaba finish, please? Can you let him finish?
Wait,
Can
Jonathan,
you start?
define righteousness for us.
Righteousness do not exalt
You see,
any
that's
nation.
how
We
issue.
have
It does.
seen. Listen to
See,
me.
What is
You cannot bring
on
righteousness?
me.
this one.
Listen to me. You are
What
having
is
open
righteousness?
conversation.
No,
What do you
No,
understand by righteousness?
Tony,
sorry,
I'm
Jonathan,
not
it's
a
an open
religious
conversation. I don't
bigot.
want to interrupt your thought.
Right? I'm not into your politics.
Sorry, it's not
You
about.
bring the scripture. No, I'm
No,
not
it's
answering
not
to
even
any
about.
one of you. I'm not talking to you guys. It is the topic of the day. Don't talk to me on any reason. You said righteousness exalts a nation and
Nobody's
sin is
being.
a reproach.
Sorry, John. I'm not trying to be authoritative.
That,
You don't even
no,
understand what I was trying to say.
I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking against you, forth and forth with you and the man.
And you,
I've already,
you're still married with me.
I started.
You still have
I
issues with me.
started from the very beginning listening to you guys till now. So I understand perfectly what is going on. And I'm not going there with you guys. I already make my stand about to be. So there's nothing going to change it from the beginning. So until Jesus comes, nothing going to change. So you guys can keep your say righteousness does not exalt a nation. Leadership, good governance, law and order, accountability. And people who have a vision for their country establishes their country. We don't have Bible around the whole world. We only have Bible to the people who believe in it. And we have seen other nations who are doing well. There are people who are not in that. We have Japan, we have China, we have Russia, we have many countries we can name. We have Sweden that they are not the Christian base and their people are doing well. So this religious thing that we keep telling ourselves lies year after year.
You are making a mistake, Mr. Abba.
Can you let
It's
me
not.
finish? If you like,
It's a
let you be there.
statement. It's a statement.
Yeah, exactly. It comes
You
from
are,
where?
you are, you
Where
are
do you
getting
get
it
the quote
all
from?
wrong.
Where do you get the quote from? It's from
Okay,
the Bible.
excuse me. The fact that it's taken from the Bible does not make it rubbish. What
And I
is
say,
what
I did
is?
not say rubbish.
Excuse me,
I
hold
did
on,
not
hold
say
on.
the word
What
rubbish.
is this saying?
No. I
What
know
is
you
that
have a
thing saying?
religious
What
talk
is
in
this
your
saying?
head that you never help your help us, so I'm not going there with you. I'm
It
come to
did
make
not
my
say
own case.
a
And I
Christian
have
country.
given you I
There's
say a
nowhere that
righteous.
statement
Where do
says
you get the
a
quote? Where do you get
Christian
the
Electricity,
quote
can
country.
you
from?
please
It
come
Where
didn't
on?
do
say
you
a
get the quote
Muslim
from?
country. It
Where
just
do you
makes
get
a
the quote from?
statement that
Where do you
righteousness,
get a
if
quote
you do
from?
the right
Where,
thing,
it
you
is a
prosper.
scripture.
That's what he's
It
saying.
then, now, brother, you make your decision. You define your own. When it comes to religion,
If
your
we are basically
blood
having
boy.
a
It's not religion.
conversation,
That
and
Jesus
If
this
you
is
do
is
the
your
what
right
son.
thing,
all
you
you to
prosper.
do in our
You do
life,
the
we
wrong thing,
not
you
Exactly.
fail.
talk down.
Simple.
Exactly.
Electricity, can you
We are not
please
here.
come in?
Sorry, electricity,
Can
with due
let me?
respect,
You
we're
guys
not here to
can jump
shout down
on
or
me
Okay,
shout
as
out
much
anyone.
you want
We're
gentlemen,
to
here to have
jump
intelligent
in.
okay,
You
conversation.
don't
gentlemen,
jump. If
gentlemen,
you keep quiet,
We're here
I
to
will
hello.
have
make my
intelligent
statement.
conversation. Irrespective,
You,
I
you
may be
and
another
you are not that
statesman, but we're here to have an
intelligent. If
intelligent
you are intelligent,
conversation.
you're not going to be comparing Peore and two different people who have different personality. So you are not that intelligent. You are they are both
Mr.
of them are
You are the
stupid.
one that's
Abba,
not intelligent.
So I
You,
don't
and you're
know what
another
you
one,
are
you're not
talking about.
intelligent.
gentlemen,
You are not. You are not that intelligent.
gentlemen, please.
Likewise, you are not.
Well, Jefferson, please. Let's respect one another. I left this floor
Yeah, you can't say
open.
that now that you are not that intelligent. That's wrong now. We have been
That's wrong.
discussing here with everybody.
Exactly. You
Everybody
don't
has
know
his
that
He's
own
the
way of
one that
thinking.
said
Okay,
that.
gentlemen,
Please,
gentlemen,
can I finish
gentlemen,
my statement?
Sorry,
gentlemen.
electricity.
So,
Can you allow me to say something here?
Okay, wait,
Can I
Jefferson.
We are supposed to
can I
respect
Jefferson,
each
finish
other's
my
views.
statement, please?
Please, gentlemen,
please, I
listen.
was the one that is even speaking now.
Yeah,
Please.
gentlemen, you know what? I want this thing to be a free flow, not for us to start fighting each other or abusing each other. Please, Jonaba, it's not a proper thing to say somebody. We can disagree with
Exactly. He needs to
people.
correct himself.
We can
No,
disagree,
he's the
but
one that he
Mr.
said that
Abba
you
with
are
was making a statement.
demonizing
Let us
me.
let him
He's the
finish.
one that yes, he's the one that
okay,
said he will not
Jonaba.
have a.
Go ahead, Jonaba. The floor is
Okay,
yours. You
thank
have
you.
2 minutes.
Now, I do not mean the insult to Jefferson. He said, let's have intelligent discussion. So he's trying to insult me directly. I think he's smart. This smartness and manipulation word have never taken us to anywhere. The practical issue is that if Tony come and say, I do not quote that the righteousness is built on nations based on religious quote words from the Bible that is a pure definition from Bible, that we are using it as a liars of base that doing the right thing, and then you can talk about that. And I have made my own statement that doing right, being patriotic to your people has nothing. God's righteousness is in that term you are quoting from the Holy Bible. That is where it's linked, and it can be in any other version of any other religious book. But America is not a righteous nation in terms of righteous, in terms of doing things right. It is about patriotism. It is about interest. So if we are talking about let's blow it and they are prospering and they are doing well. So if one will compare a nation that Nigeria is in where it is today and the word sin come there, then you shouldn't even use the word sin. I saw it print out there before. So Tony, I'm not
That is
against
an
you. I know you have
interpretation, my brother. You see,
it's your word. Let me
Mr.
finish,
an
Tony,
please.
Mr. Tony,
interpretation.
First,
Mr.
Sin
Tony,
means something that
let
is
me
Mr.
evil.
Tony,
finish.
Sin
You
means
see,
something.
this is the manipulation that you
Mr.
guys
Tony, I
manipulate and
have to
make me
meet
not want
you.
to be. Please respect my own summary. You can
All
be
right.
boiled as you want to be boiled, but
Thank you,
respect
Mr.
me. Let me finish
Mr.
my statement.
You have 1
You
minute, John.
even okay? No, give me 2 minutes because I have to respond to this guy quick. The Tony, when you say it, Tony even grafted it to let me know I've been following you from the very beginning, and he's talk about the right thing, but he's bringing religion and their eyeball like Jesus is the one that is their father or died for them only. I don't understand why
Who said
you are
that
boiling.
one? I didn't say that.
Mr. Tony,
Abba,
can
you are
Mr.
not.
Tony,
You
please,
didn't listen because nobody
No.
mentioned
I
you.
say when I started talking, jumping on me on issue, I don't want to be political. I already have my political stand. Please don't interject me. So righteousness is based on sin, which is governed by the spirit or the spiritual language, has nothing to do with what exalts a nation. Nation, you have to be patriotic leaders and vision for your people. Whether you are governed by any rock or by anything, it has nothing to do on Bible based. That's what I'm trying to say. And you, Tony, can say it's not based on Bible. You're just doing the right thing for your people, the country will stand. But whichever way you want to stand on that. And that's what I'm trying to say, that if you use Bible in terms of judging it, because that is a full quotation from the Bible, complete. So that's what I meant to say. And on issue of politics, I do not have a reason to come and be arguing between two different people who have made themselves clear.
Can
It's
I ask
left
you a
for
question,
people to.
Mr. Abba?
No, wait, Tony, Mr. Tony, hold on 1 second.
So I summarize my thing here. Thank you so much for having me.
Mr. John Abba. You see, when we look at that quote very well, I think Proverbs 14:17 or 17:14, and it says, I highlighted this earlier. Righteousness exalts the nation, but sin is a reproach to any people. Will you agree with me, Mr. John, that being unfair to one another constitute as a sin?
Come again.
John? For example, you are a presiding judge, and you know I commit a crime against Tony K, and you free me. Is that a sin?
Under the law, if you want to use the logic on the law, then you go by the law. I think it's sin. Sin is what is called, what law forbidding, it may not be sin, and what sin forbidding may not be law.
Okay, John, but you don't understand. I just asked you a simple question.
I understand your question that you are saying that is not a sin. Sin is different from what the court. Do you go to court and court say you commit sin?
No, you don't. You don't go to court and say
the court use the word prayer. You know that the court uses the word prayer.
Mr. Tony, hold on 1 second. The court may not use the word sin, but you being the presiding judge, for example, and you know very well that I committed that crime, and you set me free based on the evidence that is before you. That is
Judge,
only.
Okay, go ahead.
John, that set a precedent by the judicial system getting corrupt, and that will not bring. That is the righteousness they're talking about. That will bring set the nation backward, or the judicial system.
Now,
that is how
what you are comparing again, when judge listening to lawyers, and when the lawyer make their case, judge is not in his own possession, in his own authority to say, oh, I know this happened, you lied to me. It's about evidence. And when the evidence is convinced and they make their own decision, their own judgment or pronouncement based on what they observe, that is not in this category of righteousness, exaltation, and sin is a reproach. It has nothing to do with that.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Let me give Jefferson the floor. Jefferson has not spoken, please.
Okay.
Gentlemen,
I'll see you guys later. God bless.
All right. Thank you, John.
Sorry. I didn't know why John ran away, but he didn't want to interact. I just felt he came to just say his own mind.
Please, I'm the one asking this, my brother. Question.
Okay, I will leave you.
Yes, we have a question about the three tiers of government and all that.
Yes, I have three. I have three questions to ask here.
For that comment made, Jefferson. Sorry about that.
Yes, okay, I have three questions here. So one is local government issue. Number one.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm asking this is because they make it look like in Nigeria anything goes. Anybody can just come in and govern Nigeria the way he likes and leave the place after 8 years. And what he just needs is just to do pancake road and whatever he needs to do with his own way of govern. Nobody is challenging them. But me, standard I want from a leader is what I'm trying to. So I want us to talk about leadership here. What are we expecting from someone that we want to call a leader? That's what I'm standing from. So I just want you to give me the reason why would be govern a democratic space for 8 years without even giving them what democracy should actually be. Because we have 3 tiers of government. You as a governor, you have the mandatory to have chairman under you to govern their own local government. What make you not to do it for 8 years? I want you to convince me on that.
Fully.
Yes, sir.
I think we're taking this discussion outside the purview of
no. We're talking about the quality. We're talking about the quality of a leader.
Let me talk.
These are the things that we need to be checking out in a leader.
Let me talk, please. I listened to you when you were talking. So please let me talk.
All right, sir. All right,
now, if your question is what did Obi do to merit being described as one of the best governors, the answer is all there. It's not Obi that gave himself that award. The federal government gave him awards. MDG, United Nations, gave him award of various areas meeting Millennium Development Goals.
Which award? The award they are buying in Nigeria.
Was the best. I asked you if you have been to Opi-Ueka, if you know where Opi-Ueka is in Onitsha. You say you passed there. You don't know why I asked you that question. I come from a state that is 5 minutes just across the Niger. And we used to go to Onitsha to go and buy things. You would not stay there by 5, after 5. Nobody will see you on that place. Otherwise, you're a dead man.
Okay.
Yes, even when you are traveling, sorry, sir, Tony, even when you are traveling interstate, even if you are traveling interstate,
this kidnapper, he said he ran away from Anambra because of what Obi did. Totally chased out all the what is it, criminals who used to terrify people in that place. During Obi's period, there was no single case of armed robbery in Anambra. But his record will speak for him because Magnus Paco gave him an hold on. Anambra was first in terms of Waeki. Those records are there. The roads was given an award.
Can we not?
I don't know let me finish. So I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm not defending Obi here, but I think fair is fair. Don't try and you don't live there. You have not been there. You don't. I think you need to go and read the things that the man did because there are awards that speak for him.
I'm asking questions.
But listen, I'm not going to run down your man. I'm not running down. I'm saying that we are on there.
I'm not running anybody down here.
That you are saying, you need to go and read and ask people
Fine, sir. Thank you,
were
sir.
there and
Thank you, sir.
who were there,
Thank you,
who
sir.
lived in Anambra, or who were close to him, or who were going to that state at the time that he was governor. But I think that
thank you, sir.
to bring us back to the issue that we're talking about, I think this whole issue is beyond Obi or Showore. It's the issue we are discussing is that righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to every people. Now, the way I understand righteousness, is a statement of universal applicability. It's not a Christian statement, even though it's in the Bible. Would it have been different?
I want to answer one of the.
Would it have been different?
I want to answer that question.
Or it was in the Talmud?
Would it have been Tony, I want to answer this question. This one typed on the chat. He says, why is people not migrating to Anambra? I'm just like, what kind of a question is that?
Oh.
Like, to me, it's a dumb question. People move wherever they want to move. Do you think that if even to the level at which Anambra is being developed right now, we want to say it's 100%. Do you think if it's better than what it is now, that people will not move back? And it's not as if anything. Anambra used to be a very top trade area in the past. The
level of investment in Anambra,
Listen,
my brother,
Anambra used to be among the top, what they call it, trade regions during the peak era of the eastern, during the prime era of eastern region. It's just because war and so many other factors came in. That's why places got run down. At least even within the government sphere, people are trying their best within South. At least I can speak from within Southeast to at least to put one or two things in order.
So my brother,
you understand all these things. I don't want to go into the dynamics.
My brother.
But basically,
my brother, you know what? I'm this kind of person that believe solely in doing the right thing, and I don't want to accept anything that is not right. Okay. The definition of doing the right thing is when you see anything evil and you are bitter about it, you condemn it. Anything evil.
So,
whatsoever that thing is.
What makes you think that some leaders who are within the spheres of power or out are not really condemning some actions? Because we have to look at it in so many ways. Do you understand?
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Look at it this way.
The problem we have,
bros. If you are familiar with this movie called James Bond, right? You will see James Bond or all these other secret service. Though you can see an SSS will move around with you. You act as though he's with you, but it's not with you. There are so many instances of that. A secret agent or whatever you can think of, MS-16 or that's even from that angle. But with other angles, or a spy. Let's put away a spy. Someone can go. They can be within your circle. They can. That also mean they are part of them.
Brother,
my brother, please.
Let me help you small. I think they want to overshadow you. Let me just answer that question that brother is asking. We are not telling you that P2B is not a good man. That is not our argument. The problem with P2B, sorry, please. The problem we have with P2B, nobody is telling you that P2B is part of the system per se. There are a lot of Nigerians. P2B is not a special case. His case is just because he's a governor. We think politicians are bad, but he's exceptional. Fine, we agree. What we are telling you that P2B system, the way he carries himself, he cannot solve the problem of Nigeria. In fact, in my own view, his style and approach, he says he wants to be a leader of Nigeria. Is that not what he says? He won the last election. What did he do about it?
He didn't do something about it. He went to court. Are you revolution? Are you actually saying this? No, revolution wants revolution. How you know the country you are running?
Dan, you have your own approach. You have your own approach.
What the outcome was,
right?
Okay, my brother.
Somebody has spoken now.
We had a lot of resistance. Assuming the judiciary did what they are supposed to do, would have had at least had a good judgment, because
Now
if they
you
did
come to
what
my
they did to
point.
bring out
Okay,
evidence,
brother, let me
and the
interject
judges
you there.
told
You
us
have said
otherwise.
something now. You said what? Now you have really said what I want you to say. You said that if the judiciary have done what they are supposed to do, that is what I was waiting for you guys to say. That's why we tell you that in the climate of Nigeria where nothing works, how can you expect judiciary to do something else? That's what we are telling you. You know how Nigeria is.
And let me tell you, and even more to come. There's even more to come to this, because currently now, as it is, I don't know if people are aware, our so-called Minister of FCT is now a land grabber. I have to put it that way, because people have bought land, done what they are supposed to do, and all they can do is just to, if he likes a piece of land, even if you got it with seal and everything, they'll go and grab it and tell you that you
why
go
we are
to court.
telling you, people who know Nigeria, like Showore, like myself, like that brother from Nigeria, we are telling you the only way Nigeria can survive is to make trouble or make a revolution, so that people like Wike yesterday telling people to shut up. Didn't you hear it?
I heard it very well. In fact, even me, I'm even angry. I wish there's a way we can push.
Revolution.
Sorry, my brother. Sorry, my brother. You know what, for us to have leadership here, we need to begin to questioning who is coming to present himself as a leader for us. I think this is where we actually make a lot of mistakes. I won't lie to you today. Go and check most of our palaces. The people there are old for one when we were young. Yes.
Yes.
But we have a job. Sorry, Foley, I have to interrupt you. But we have a job to do. It's not just, it's beyond the leader now. I think it has to do with the followers. We the followers are the problem. Because if you come to think of it, we need some reorientation. Do you understand? We need proper reorientation.
Yes. But we need a leader. There must be a leader.
We need all this. My brother. I was reading.
See, listen. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was reading someone what's it called? Comments at the background at that time. He was asking about what of I mean, how did he even put it? He was asking me, well, I think, okay, I don't want to lose my thoughts. Now, my question is, we know we have a system in place that if you want to come for election, you need to go and meet Obas to ask them for permission, but because you want to be governors or you want to be whatever you want to be.
That's not in our constitution. No. That's not in our constitution.
No. I'm telling you the system we are practicing now.
No, it's not in our constitution.
It's not wrong. That's what we do. But sir, with due respect, that's what we do.
That's what.
Yeah, but it's not constitutional. It's not constitutional.
But no.
You can consult. You can consult people, not others.
Sir. You know what I'm trying to say is this: when we were young, we have a community that actually oversee everything that is happening in that community. Before, if anybody call you a thief, in my language we call it ole. At least you can try to die there because somebody call you a thief. But today, if you ask some of our youth of today, you ask them what are they doing, most of them will tell you that I'm a G boy, I'm hustling, because there is nothing promising for their future except what they are doing presently. And what really caused it is this. Let me now tell you what really caused it. When I was in primary school, there is one particular man in my area. I will not mention his name. We always see him as one of the most notorious guy in that particular period. He stays in Lagos. But whenever they are coming home, they come in numbers, different cars. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can count like almost 20 cars with the same plate number. But what are they doing? They are typical 419 at that particular period. But as I'm speaking to you, this particular man is a king in my community today. And what that tells you is this: wherever people that actually have good intention of doing something good in the society, wherever this kind of environments begin to drive, a lot of people will be moving towards that line. They want to commit crime. They want to do all sorts of rubbish for them to get to where they are mentors, because that person will now be their mentors. It will not be a kind of role model to them.
That is what the topic is saying. That it is doing the right thing. That's exactly what it's saying.
Yes.
If we all begin to do the wrong thing, the nation cannot move forward. That is what this thing is saying. That's what we are discussing.
And the reason why I'm trying to challenge that almighty tutor we are giving to Obi is what I'm trying to lay the background. You cannot build
just leave Obi alone.
No. We're talking about character here. No. My brother. Okay, let me ask you this question. My brother, how will you call somebody? What will you call somebody that took a state money and invest in his own personal business? What will you call that person?
No, he didn't do that. He didn't do that. Come on.
He didn't deny it, though. He did not deny it. He said it on national TV.
Sorry, he invested in business that is for the state, not for him.
It's family business.
If you are saying that, I want to ask a question. Is he currently collecting gratuity and pension and all of that?
My brother. This thing you call gratuity already is an illegal. That somebody did not collect it does not make that person to be anything.
Is he even collecting pension from the state government?
This thing you call pension, sir, is also illegal. So you don't exonerate somebody for not doing evil.
Oh, come on, man.
Yes, you don't. You know what, my brother.
A country, in a nation where people do all kinds of things, they collect pensions, they collect all those type of stipends and allowances. And then you have someone who says, I will not collect. And then you don't say anything.
Let me take an umbrella 40 billion. Wait, my brother. Let me take an umbrella 40 billion. My brother, let me take an umbrella 40 or 50 billion naira and invest for 2 years. I will never again collect anything from an umbrella again. Let me just invest for 2 years and return it back to them.
So wait, Folly, what are we really talking about here?
I'm telling you, we're talking about integrity. We're talking about integrity here. Integrity issue here. Yes, integrity issue here.
Okay.
Because the way we are tolerating Obi.
We as youths, do we have integrity ourselves? Are we worked on that?
I have. I don't know whether you have, but me, I have.
Have we worked on that? No, do you understand?
Bros,
because on the collective, you were complaining.
I have.
About people who
my brother, I have.
Are looking for. No, listen. We are talking about people who are.
I think we are deviating on. I think we are just deviating. We are just moved away from the issue that we are discussing.
I'm not even talking about the UK. So
we need to be challenging anybody that wants to throw himself up for governance. We need to be challenging them. I think we are
deviating from the issues that were
yes,
there's no. But you don't get anything from trying to malign. That's not the issue.
The people that don't have integrity. The people that don't have integrity are the ones still ruling us.
Bro, excuse me, let's
does it make it right?
Excuse me, I know you people are saying that P2B is doing something in a situation where other people are doing something wrong. Is that not the game?
Gentlemen, I'm going to ask Mr. Tony Okay to moderate in my absence. So, Mr. Tony Okay, you are the interim moderator.
I'm putting you on the spot.
Please, do you mind if you mind to moderate it? It's a question, please. I'm here. I'm in the background. So
I will try my best. I will try my best.
I know you are capable. The floor is yours. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. I'll try my best, but I think we should really focus on the topic that we have before us.
Okay, can you remind us again so we follow, please?
If you don't agree with it, that's a different thing. You have the right to express your opinion that you don't agree with the title of discussion. But I think there's a need for us to understand the sentiments that title is portraying here. It says righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach. That's a translation. You know, if you check other translations, some of them may not use those exact words. But what he's trying to say is that if you do the right thing, any people, because he uses the key words there, if you check, nation and people. So any nation. It didn't say a Christian nation. It didn't say a Muslim nation. It didn't say a Jewish nation. It said any nation that does the right thing will prosper. So I think we'll begin to try to unearth what is the right thing.
And that's why I'm challenging the right thing.
Yes, and what is the wrong thing?
That right thing. Yes, that's why I'm challenging that right thing and the wrong thing.
So I want to ask you, Jefferson, Foley, I want to ask you, do you have anything better than the so-called right thing? Because, you know, most times we live, no offense, I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, just hold on. But sometimes we try to deceive ourselves as human beings and live as though we are not in reality. Is it that we should settle for less? No, I never say you should not settle for less.
My brother,
now I'm not going to say
let me answer your question. You say you are talking about settling for the wrong thing instead of the right thing.
No, I said, do I say we should settle for less? No. But there's no way. No, hold on, Revolution. There's no way we are going to get a candidate who is 100% a saint, as far as we are all human beings. First, let that be established first, because we cannot deceive ourselves. I stand to be corrected. If there's anybody that has anything to object me, I am here. Let them come and object me.
I want to object you now.
There is no human being. I know what I'm saying this. Every leader will definitely have their own characteristics, their own traits. They might be good in this side, they will be bad in this side. They can be for the establishment, they will be anti-establishment. But one thing we really want is a leader who can be able to establish, who can help in collaboration with reformed followers. Followers. I know what I'm talking about. Followers who have like mind like we are now. Assuming we are 100, hold on. Assuming we are 100 or let's say 150 million in Nigeria, we know where the country will go.
Javison, let me tell you
understand?
Something. Yes, you see our country. You see the country called Nigeria. You see that country.
Yes.
Everybody in that country, including 4 of us here, we know what is good. We know what is bad. We know how to rescue that country. We know if we want to continue with what is going on in that country. We all know it. So we have tried so many things. The people controlling Nigeria has told us so many things. If you talk too much now, they will tell you go for election. Is that not it? Then we'll wait for another election. Yes. When we do election...
Dan, let me ask you one question, please. Let us, what do you think is the right thing? What are the things that you define as being right that can elevate the nation?
What I think that can help Nigeria is where I was coming. That's why I was making that foundation before I go to the main point. That Nigeria, any Nigerian knows what is wrong, what is right, how we all know the solution, and if we want to continue in the same system we are in, we all know. That's why we are telling you, the people holding Nigeria down, or the system holding Nigeria down now, as we talk today, if you talk too much now, they tell you go to the election. That's what they tell us. Or wait for your turn, things like that. Or take it easy. This is so they do I'm here. This is Nigerian style. Oh. Now that it has become so terrible in that country now, that's why we are all talking out loud in every corner, because we can't bear it anymore. So when you have seen this type of things, when you see this type of things going on in Nigeria now, that is why we are going now to the extreme. People are now scratching their head. They say if you push Nigeria to the wall, you break into the wall and stay. Now they see that breaking the wall now, say you are almost committing suicide. That is why people have found out that The solution to Nigeria now is to fight against that system.
Okay, so your solution
and
is
that is why
break down the system.
Sorry, Tony.
Yes.
Yeah, Tony, I want to say something, and that is
And
why
then how?
we as citizens need to
Jeff, 1 minute. So how break down the system? How?
But we have told you, I've
one
represented
example.
myself here. I'm a Sowore supporter. He
Okay.
told you that they told him to go to election. Is that not what they told him? He came into election in 2019 when I started following him. What did they do? He told us that time, say they just allocate mark to me. This is wrong. People say shut up, blah blah blah. Until it happened to P2B, our main champion. Everybody obi then. It happened to him too. So when it happened to him now make me myself come and say no. Sowore is saying the truth, and so many Nigerians, including me and you, we are saying the truth. We cannot rely on them again on this election thing. Let us fight the system through
revolution. So
bring the system out so that when we conduct election, good people that you people are talking about can now come in.
Okay. So
sorry,
Jeff,
Tony, please, there's something I want to say before let me not forget, please, sir. Please, let me not forget what I want to say, please.
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. Okay, so that is the reason why, as we are, because right now, I will not lie to you, the average minds of over 200 million Nigerians is zapped. Do you know what I mean by zapped? Highly compromised. You can't see, of course, hunger and so many things has crippled most Nigerians. To the extent that if a leader is coming to them, even if it is even 100 naira they give to them, they will take it. You understand? We need to really, we need to
hold on, Foley.
For instance, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news. Hold on. I don't know if you guys have been watching the news. If a fuel tanker goes on the road and it falls, everybody will rush to go to the fuel tanker to just get that fuel, because the fuel is seen as cheap. They will get some gain.
It's good, yeah.
We don't you understand? I have to tell you how
in Rivers yesterday.
Yes, exactly. So now that's not all. In some parts of the country, people will go queue up for bread. I'm just giving you all these instances.
So, Jeff,
my brother, please, let me chip in something.
What can we do, Jeff? What can we do?
That is where I'm going.
What we can do, sir. What we can do, sir.
I'll come to you. Foley, Drodro. I'll come to you, Mumbo. What can we do, Jeff? What can we do to change this system?
What we can do is to see how we can elevate the minds of Nigerians above that suffering mentality. We need to orientate our fellow Nigerians. And it will take let me support
what you are saying, sir.
Okay, Foley.
So far, we have 200 million Nigerians, right? And the last election, people that register to vote are around 90 million, right? But for so long, the highest vote we have ever had is 30 million.
Yes.
So what happened? During the election, someone like me and you, who will not be waiting for 5,000 before they vote, we don't have that time to go and queue in the sun to spend a day to have our voters, to have our vote and stay there to count our vote in our presence. I will be watching DSTV, expecting Arise News and Channel to give us the news after the mediocres and the admanjuries among us have actually decided within themselves. So out of 90 million people that register votes, the last one, only 8 million bring Tinubu in. 6 million for Obi, 7 million for Atiku. If you had everything together, it's not up to 24.
No. It was 12 or 14 million, roughly 14 million. I'm going to check the figures. The article
all the votes that brought these people in is just 24 million. All the vote that brought him in. It's just 24 million. Where
Okay,
are the
yes,
remaining where are the remaining 70 million people? And that
okay,
don't be surprised.
It's a good question. It's good you asked that question because first of all,
Yes.
there were so many what they call it inadequacies in getting a voter's card, or if they don't get the voter's card, maybe your voting polling unit is in different location. So that's another issue that's another issue we really need to look into because
so my brother,
look at the INEC.
Let me ask you a question. Fully.
All right, sir.
Let me ask you a question. Over 129 million Nigerians are currently, from the estimate we have, below the poverty line. That's about 56% of the population. So, yeah, and that's not a good statistics. Now, what, in your opinion, do you think that can be done so that we can reduce the level of poverty and our nation move forward? What do you think should be done?
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I think we need to start from being an active citizen first. Active citizen, I mean. Make sure you are very aware of what is happening in your environment. Number one. And when you have this, see whatever you have in your bank account, 100 billion, 100 billion, as a waste of time if your neighbor are not well fed. So in that case, I'm saying that so that everybody will know that this is duty of each and every one of us. It's not about one person alone. So the day we now see ourselves, we see people suffering, that this one suffering can actually terminate my life if care is not taken. And you take advantages of that to make sure that government is being questioned to do the right thing. I think at that particular period, that we're all seeing our country as if this country belongs to everybody and nobody deserves to be suffer. Okay? That day, things will begin to change because in that environment that you are living, that you build your house, if you have 2 or 3 people or 4 people in your environment that is benefiting from you, to come out and tell them this is the way to go, I think it will be easy. And not these people who is playing politics with them will not be easily capturing their mind. But unfortunately for us, many of us, immediately you believe you have money to buy a Toyota Camry, all your friends on the street are no more your friend. You neglect them. Nobody is taking them along anymore. Nobody is sharing anything with them anymore. Yes, sir. The guy that you think that he was smoking as your friend, that you think you abandoned him, during the election, they will give the same guy 2,000 naira to go and kill you. But because you have failed to align with the guy as your friend, the guy will carry out the mission. But had it been you have been his friend in the past, and anybody come to him, calling him alone can actually straighten his mind. For example, there was a time in my place. I have a brother. He's very notorious. Everybody knows. But immediately the guy stepped to our polling unit. I wasn't around. People just called me, and I'll tell them to give him the phone. Immediately this guy hear my voice, the guy disappeared. But what actually gave me the power to do that is because he actually sees me as a leader, somebody who has been there for him. But had it been that day, there is nobody like me. It will have destroyed the election, carry their ballot paper, and scatter everything.
Okay.
So I'm saying this because I want us to know where the problem is. Can we begin to actually align ourselves with the people on the streets?
Okay. Dan, you want to say something?
I want to say something from what brother is saying.
Okay.
He's telling you now, you ask him the question, what can be done? He said that we should bridge the gap between the rich and the poor. Don't neglect the people who don't have and things like that. But what he just said was what drove me away from Nigeria 34 years ago, precisely today. Because where we were living that time, if your father, like he mentioned something, that's why I raised my hand so that and I'm happy you gave me the opportunity to say what I wanted to say. If your we were discriminated because my father had no car. People where their papa get car will be our neighbor. Can you imagine? They will discriminate you because your father doesn't have a car. That was how low it was in 34 years ago. So to come and tell you, if you ask me what is the future of Nigeria, what can we do? There's nothing more to be done. It is too late. The only thing to be done now is for Nigeria to revolt, because things has gone, the poverty, the difference in poverty, there's no more middle class in Nigeria, if you know what I'm saying. Those days they were middle class, people can take it easy. You can go to a neighbor, knock, they give you gari, they give you sugar. You understand? But now those middle class are the ones crying the highest because they never saw poverty the way it is today. That is why we have concluded that the only solution now, if we want to be honest to ourselves, no need to beat around the bush or try to tell us, go and this, help your neighbor, help this and do that. That time have passed. The solution now is let us revolt against the system so that these people will leave that place. That's my own opinion. These people have to
Revolution. Are you aware? Sorry, sir. Mr. Revolution, are you aware those guys that will even do the revolution are still not part of? You are not educating them enough to stand for revolution.
Bro,
they are still under the
That's my point exactly. Our mindset is not even
educated them. Nobody will educate them.
Okay.
And do you know if you said hunger will educate them? Do you know politicians have 50,000 naira to give to them each to go and destroy your revolution plan? For that period alone.
I understand what you are saying. They can give them any money to come and do what they want to do. But I'm telling you that when our eyes will open, you people will realize what our group with Sowore is saying. We have to revolt. Nobody can save Nigeria again, no. Except
Jeff, okay, I've heard you, Jeff. The last post that we had here, I've forgotten the guy's name, but he talked about 4 things. First of all, he said that there is hope. That's the first thing he said. And then he said we should fast, we should pray, and we should work. Now, I just want you to look at those 4 things that you mentioned.
Sorry, call the list again. I want you to call those lists again. I want us to call those lists.
Hold on, Dan. I said that the last post that Electricity put out there was from a viewer who posted, he was saying, is there hope? Yes, there's hope. And then he said, what we need to do is that we should fast, we should pray, and then we should work. Those 4 things that he mentioned. I want you to react to it.
Okay, good. It's a very good reaction. In fact, that's one of the things I wanted to say. John Appa said his own, but what John Appa fails to realize is that most countries that you hear of hurricane, typhoon, and all of that is an aftermath of when a reproach is too much in the land. In as much as we want to be godly or whatever, most times we do not want to dabble into things that will take us off the course of this earth. But that is another question for another day. That has to do with our moral obligation as human beings. You understand what I mean? So, but I don't want to get into that.
You said that hurricane is a reproach or what?
No. Let me explain. Like, for instance, now you might, there are things that we do as human beings. Once it becomes too much, you're already sending it's like a red flag, and God will definitely react to it. But like I said, I don't want to go into deep into that. That is so. No. Let me. There's something I want to say. I'm sorry. No, now I want to focus. Of course, I want to focus on the subject matter that Tony brought up. You see, it's no news that Nigeria as a country, of course, Africa as a country is a spiritual country. There's no doubt about that. When it comes to spirituality, in terms of being a Christian or in terms of present day, I'm not talking of in the past. In present day, we pray, we go to church.
It's even now that we are no more spiritual. Before we are spiritual.
We are not spiritual. We are still spiritual. No, we are
we are more spiritual before they brought this one you are all talking about. We are more spiritual then than now.
No, you don't understand. The spirituality of then in the ancient past is different from the one I'm talking about. There are people who are spiritual now. That, of course,
this slavery spiritual.
Of course, that Folly, let me just finish.
Mental slave spiritual.
No, Folly, let me finish. I want to get. I'm going somewhere. So we have been praying, we have been doing this, we have been doing whatever, But unfortunately, because of course, for some reason, our prayers have not been answered because our so-called religious leaders are equally the problem. And how are they the problem? Because when it comes to, you need to pay your offering, you need to do this, you need to do that, they want us to be more prayerful and be donating our offerings to them. And we as Christians or Muslim or whatever, we have been donating to the cause, doing all those things with no issues. And the pastors or whatever, they're all happy. But when it comes to the matter that arises to the governance, to nation building, that they had, they are nowhere to be found. For instance, exactly. The last time when issues were happening in the country, there were protests. It's only a few pastors in Jos that came out in the protest. Instead of the likes of Oyedepo coming out, they were saying they were doing prayer mass movement. That was in Lagos. But that's the story for another day. So, so if you look at it, it's kind of what we are practicing in Nigeria is more like religious hypocrisy. We are only religious when it comes to our own views. But when it comes to our morality standpoint, it's as good as useless. Okay, sorry, let me finish. It cuts across our Christian values, it cuts across our Muslim values. And of course, speaking of Muslim values, before in those days, when you see a called Muslim that stands to integrity, you want to associate with him because of what he stands for, right? No offense to my Muslim brothers. But when it comes to the political circle, you would think, you're holding on to them, that they are holding on to high values. But again, there is a level of compromise. And because maybe a brother is there or whatever, they don't care what happens. They will allow things to go. And nobody questions anything. So on the collective, I will say religion has failed Nigeria as a whole. But is it good to still hold our head high? Yes, it's still good to hold our head high. So, sorry,
I want to get you clearly, Jeff. I want to get you clearly. Should we hope that things can get better, or are you taking the same stand as Dan that says there's no hope, nothing else can be done?
There can only be hope when we change our mindset in the way we respect our religious leaders. Let us even start from there first.
No, I'm talking about hope for the nation being turned around. Is there hope? Because Dan says the way it is now, there's no hope. Dismantle everything.
Let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you, people might say what I want to say, but I can tell you this. If you put the right people to rule Nigeria today, I can tell you that Nigeria will change.
Okay.
It takes a mindset. But it's not going to be done overnight because we need to.
That is if they will get there. If the right people will get there, that is that.
Yeah, can I say something?
For us to get the right people to be there is for us to, like Foley said, is for us to be ensure that we have close to a number of people who are like-minded, and you have to do a lot of reorientation. I know what I'm saying.
But, sorry, sir. Do you know the revolution we're actually talking about can actually be in terms of Nigerian being active all the time? Like any shit these people actually throw at us, Nigeria should be able to get ready to rise up and say no. And I can bet it with you, without us being in power, if we can start showing them the word no, we are no more taking, these people will sit tight and build Nigeria for us.
Exactly. And what do you mean by definition of no?
Then I come to you.
if someone
I come
brings
to you,
money
Dan.
to
Sorry,
you,
I come to you,
even
Dan.
though you are downtrodden, you should say no. Let us start from there first.
Okay, Dan, I come to you. One point we all agree is that the nation is not working. There's a problem. I think where we differ is the approach that we're going to use. Now, Chibike Amechi has said, and you did mention, that when Nigerians start stoning them, then things will begin to change. Do you think that's a violent reaction? But I think I understand what he's saying. What he's saying is that we are not reacting in a way that will force these people to change their ways. So, and you talked about revolution. Now, if we have revolution, what is revolution going to bring?
Okay.
Does it solve the problem?
Yes, let me clear it properly, so that, because this revolution thing, sometimes many people see it differently, or they think that revolution that we are calling now is to destroy Nigeria. That is not what we are saying. Nigerians don't have that lever, first of all, to destroy Nigeria. We are not those kind of people. You understand? What we are saying that we, like my brother was saying there, to teach the people. And that is why we are looking for that leader, which we have seen in Showore, because he's the only person who is mentioning this thing. And gradually, people like us are trying to pass it on to Nigerians. Dele Farotimi, I don't know whether you listen to him too. He's another revolutionary in another style. But what we are saying that revolution is the only situation, the only solution is because something we have to do. So, my brother was saying that we have to learn to say no. But you know our Nigeria, if you're a real lover of Nigeria, we follow a leader. Nigeria always follows somebody. Like if Peter Obi was one of these revolutionaries, many things would have changed in Nigeria. Peter Obi got a lot of chance to help Nigerians, but he refused to do it because he's afraid to go to jail, or he's afraid to die, or he's afraid that something will happen to him. That is where he disappointed people like us, people like Kenneth Okonkwo. He disappointed a lot of people because he knows the system is rotten, but he thinks that he will remove that system with just talking in that Nigerian style. Don't worry, go better go and pray, like that topic you asked.
Let me ask you one question. Let me ask, if you were Peter Obi, yeah, and you won the election and they robbed you, what exactly would you have done?
You should have known the answer by now. If I was Peter Obi, I got that popularity Peter Obi got in that Nigeria. Do you know that the whole part of even the military? Do you know that Peter Obi won in the military barracks in Nigeria?
Yes.
Do you know that?
Yes.
They too, they are tired of this system, boy up and down. They are tired of carrying bags for this political.
I want you to tell me exactly what you would have done.
That is why
apart from going to court. You will not go to court?
I will never. What is court? I will not even near there, because Peter Obi will not tell us he doesn't know Nigerian system. That going to court will not bring out.
Bossa.
Do you know what exactly will you do? Hold on.
What I will do is,
you said Peter Obi won the election in the barracks, right? Now, do you know that if peradventure, that's what I'm saying is an issue. If assuming the military or the armed forces, they know that they won, and even though the politicians came, they could have just stand and say, for the sake of Nigeria, let the right thing be done. Maybe they could have, you understand? No, because not as if they will interfere or anything, but they'll make sure even if they try to bribe them or whatever.
Okay, my brother,
no more military in Nigeria. All those military people
let me come in.
They have been bought over.
Let me come in. I make it an habit. Anywhere I'm traveling, anytime I'm traveling, I love traveling by road. And there's no any checking points that I stop that will not engage this military personnel over there. And what most of them are saying is, they are waiting for us.
Yes.
But you don't expect them to lead it for us. We need to be the one that will kickstart, and the seriousness that we have will now make them to support us, like what happened in Zimbabwe. Citizens need to rise up first before military comes in. I mean, let me tell you something. I'm not in support of military government.
No,
But
not we
I'm
are
not.
not talking of military
Yes,
taking over or
yes,
anything. I didn't
yes.
say that.
I'm
All
I'm
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 saying is
I'm
that
this kind of person that I believe. Sorry, sir. I believe if we organize very well, and if military now came in to take over, yes, we can still use our being organized
Tony,
to tell military.
I'll stop you there because that will be treason. Let's not discuss that here. I'll change the subject slightly. Looking at
No, please.
no, hold
Please
on,
let me
hold on.
land so that let me complete that my statement so that it won't look like treason.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. Just a minute.
All right.
Looking
All right.
at the state, because we are talking about our reaction, you know, what should have been our reaction following, giving, what should be our reaction given the state of the nation. I want you to look at Edo State, for instance, and this governorship election that just took place, and how the politicians bought over
Guys,
people.
let me say good night. I have something, a call coming in, please.
Okay, good night, Dan. Good night, Dan.
I had a good time. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So we're looking at the Edo election.
I'll come back soon.
Looking at the Edo election, the governorship election, and you see the same people who are grumbling, who are complaining that they want free and fair election, and that they want a government that will cater to their welfare. And now you have a situation where political parties brought money and gave to them, and people sold their conscience. So they abandoned the same fight that they have been fighting and the idea of good governance that they have been pursuing for a mess of porridge. So what I'm saying is, now, how do you bring those people into the fold of this revolution that you are preaching? Because if it is clear, the politicians know that these people who are shouting for revolution, if you give them a mess of porridge, then you silence them. How do you key this in to this your revolution thing?
All right, sir. I think if we are talking about revolution, I think I'll make it clear here that nobody is ready to be throwing stone or killing anybody. Revolution simply means revolvery. It's a Latin word. It's all about, he said, revolvery or turn around. Sir, you know today, me and you know today that this country is not working.
Yes.
And on the path we are taking, me and you know that if we continue this path, it's either this path consume us. We are not going to get anything good out of this path we are taking.
That is not what the IMF said. The IMF said if we continue on this path, in the next 10, 15 years, things will be better. So are you saying that the World Bank doesn't know what they're talking about?
Who is, sir, let me just tell you, who are those guys in IMF, in the World Bank? What do they have? Those guys don't know anything. They don't know a jackon. Nothing in their brain.
That's a chief economic advisor. That's a chief economist, World Bank chief economist that said that. So saying he doesn't know what he's talking about.
Why are they not giving this advice to their own country? Why Africa all the time? Is IMF working in America? Are they operating in America? These are the questions we need to ask ourselves. These are the pure enemy of our continent. IMF is pure enemy of our continent to keep us poor, to keep us where we are. Until we have this mental slave that they've already taken away from, they really inject in our brain. Until we started changing that mindset, that's when we can get it right.
Okay, so how would you handle this our people who shout during the day and at night they turn the other way? How do you deal with them?
All right, are you talking about people that are paid for election?
And they need they are pauperized,
Okay, sir.
And once you give them
I don't know. All right, I don't know the state in which you come from.
From Delta.
Okay, from Delta, sir. All right, sir. what we call election in Nigeria today, I won't lie to you, it's no more an election. That's why I always tell people that we are not practicing democracy in Nigeria.
Yes, I know that.
It's only people have already taken over the space, and they were making it look like they are just renew this thing every 4 years. Either you vote or you don't vote. These people will come, they will do whatever they want to do. It's only the highest thief always take the lead. And today, anybody that joins Nigerian politics is either is looking for a contract, or you want to go and make name so that he can be able to belong to those people that can be able to share the money. And let me even shock you. The thief outside the government is higher than the thief inside the government. People who are still waiting for their own time to go and steal money, they were outside here too. There were many, even more than the people governing us already. But what are we saying? The reason why I was actually challenging what we call character the other time is we need to build a political space that even before you can become their candidate, you will be scrutinized. They will check your history. Where are you coming from? How do you leave your primary school? After primary school, your secondary school, who are your friends? We will interrogate one or two of your friends to come and tell little about you when you're in secondary school.
Yeah, that's what the political parties are supposed to do.
Yes, we go to universities to verify your results, to verify whatever you think you are. We verify your attitude, your character, which side are you? Where did you work? That period you are working there, what are your roles you play? What are your contributions? What leadership do you play in where you are working? Okay, even if you're a businessman, what are you dealing with? What are you supplying? How do you get your products? From which source are you getting it from? All those things are things that leadership needs to have as a quality, not allowing anybody because you are a billionaire. Because Adibin, you allow me to ask this question then. I want to ask people, you are just calling Obi a billionaire, is a smart guy. Where does he make the money from?
No, let's
question.
I think let's leave Obi. Let's stop calling names. You know,
okay.
you can still make your point.
The reason why I'm mentioning him is because we are exonerating him more than what he is. That's why I always go there.
You see, Obi is just one part of the entire spectrum. There are other candidates. Do
you know the problem we are facing today?
Hold on. Let's not be dragged into calling. There's Tinubu there. There's Atiku there. There's Kwankwaso there. There's Obi there.
All those people we are mentioning, sir. All those we are mentioning, sir. We'll zero them out of the circle. Yeah. They are not more here.
So let's leave. We're looking for. We're searching for we're looking for a way, or we're trying to discuss a pathway that will help our nation get out of the present quagmire that it is in. Okay, and so we just took one aspect of what we think can help leadership, and then we're saying that if we have someone who does the right thing, who does the right things, a bad person can do the right thing. You know, it's not doing the right thing is not restricted to an angel or a perfect person. You know, if we have a leader that does the right thing, you know, our nation will be better. That's what we're saying. If you have a leader, for instance, that does not play to ethnicity, does not religious sentiments, a leader that follows the constitution, that cares for the welfare of the people, and has policies, that will help the nation move forward and will work to ensure that those policies work. That is by picking the right type of people, by creating the right type of environment, etc., etc. All those things come under the umbrella of the right things. And we see nations that have done the right things and they are prospering. So the fact that this is taken from the Bible, doesn't remove the fact that doing the right thing is not good. So it's not a Christian thing. It's something of universal
It's not a
application.
Christian thing. It's not a Christian thing.
Yes, in your house, as a leader, if you're married, if you have family, if you do the right thing, your family will move forward. Is that not true?
Yeah.
Yes. So that's what we're looking at. So when we're saying if we identify those things that are right, that some other nations have done, who went through our type of problems, and they got out of it, our nation prosper. Or
yes, sir.
And if we do the wrong things, if we continue to do the wrong things, which is regarded here as sin, if we continue to do the wrong things, is our nation going to be better for it? For instance, if you take the judiciary, if the judiciary is supposed to be the temple of justice, and the law is supposed to be blind, so no matter who you are, the law is supposed to be dispensed based upon the evidence that is brought before it, without sentiments. Now, so if we follow that procedure, we would have a good judicial system where people are confident that if I go to the temple of justice and I present my prayer, the judge will grant my prayer. Okay? Because I'm able to argue out my case and I have the points. So the judge looks at the justice, the merit of the case, and then he rules. So we are saying that what this whole thing is all about. If we continue to do evil, will our country prosper? If we continue to do evil, is our country going to move forward?
Never.
Yes.
No, we even need to change that orientation, because basically, if you look very, very well, you find that the average, in fact, that is even what gave Buhari the nerve, the audacity to tell us, to say that we are lazy, we are this, and give us derogatory names, even when things were not as hard as this. He was trying to operate from the righteous viewpoint, but of course, me and you know today that it was not any better. Well, but that's that's definitely on the other side of the story. So we cannot expect to be committing evil and get good results. No, we have to reform our actions. And right now, the mindset of Nigerians is downtrodden, and we need to connect to them, just like Foley, just like you equally said. We need to have a starting point to connect to Nigerians. Of course, I will not lie to you. On the collective, when we as Nigerians, we have been taught to do everything within your household, survive by yourself, don't interact with people. It only takes us a little intuition for us to have that interaction amongst ourselves with other people, at least to connect, to know what's going on. So everything, we're on self-preservation mode right now, and it's not helping the country. And that is the reason why the leaders are taking advantage of us. So the question now is, how do we correct it in such a way that we can be able to, how can we move from that self-preservation mode?
Who is our greatest enemy? Who is our greatest enemy if you're looking at the problem now? Is it the leadership or the followership?
Both. Is both.
So
but in terms of percentage, I'm going to give numbers. I would say leaders can make it 70, leaders 60%, followers 40%. Let's just give that average statistics.
Is there a way
60 to 40, 60% leaders for 40% we?
Is there a way that leadership can change? Can bring about change? Do we have examples of where a leader has turned around the trajectory of a nation?
Yes. We have so many places. As of 1989, Dubai was one of the. It's like a desert.
It was a desert.
But today, a leader emerged, and he changed the narrative.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. One man.
Yes.
One man. Yes.
It's not about a leader, just a leader.
Yes. So is it possible for us to have just that one leader?
Yes. And it's not like we are selling Sowore out for people. With what I've seen, with what I've known about him, I believe he has a mind to change the narrative if he's being given the opportunity to do that.
Okay. Jeff, is there a place? Do we have examples where followership has changed, the fortunes of a nation? Followership, in terms of changing a system that was obnoxious, a system that was not working for the people.
Well, I cannot really give much examples, but I know of, like, let's say, for instance, let me not speak more of Rwanda, but I will speak on the culture of Japan. Japan is a developed country, but of course, me and you know they had their history over the years. But I can tell you one thing, how powerful their followership can be. They have instituted a culture. First of all, they have a culture of respecting their elders and also treating things right. They also have their bad side, okay? That's a story for another day. If I watch like 2 or 3 World Cups in the one they participated, imagine spectators watching and sports participants, using a stadium. And when they use that stadium, right? Hello, guys. So when they use that stadium, me and you use the stadium, finish. I drink Fanta and Coke. I leave the container in the stadium. I go, it's not my business. Or I use the restroom. But yeah, the Japanese, both the citizens and the footballers and the footballers that participated in the sport, they stay behind and clean the stadium on their own accord. Why do they do that? Because it has been instilled in them they can do something different. I don't even understand. So I can say the followership has actually.
Okay, in the case of Japan, I can tell you it was like Dubai. One person that was Emperor Meiji, who just did the same thing like Chairman Mao. But I'm just trying to look at whether we have a recent history. I know in history we have French Revolution.
Even Singapore here did the same thing.
Yeah, no, Singapore was a man. It was Lee Kuan Yew. But we have the French Revolution going back, and then we have in Romania, Ceausescu was taken out by. And then even
and again, I posted something in our studio here. I don't know if you see the link. Go and check the link. I just posted something here. You see that guy? I posted this link. That guy is one of the past presidents of Uruguay. So why did I post him here? He was a different president. In fact, I can tell you that even a chartered accountant working in Diamond Bank is richer than that guy. Or let's say, is it Zenith Bank? Is richer than that guy. When he was the president of Uruguay, he refused all those excessive privileges. And he was one of the poorest presidents because think about it. He was a president, right?
He's the poorest president in the world.
Yes. He had what it takes to have made himself rich and establish an empire. But he refused that. Even when he goes to the hospital, he stays in the queue. So why am I saying all these things? You see, when he does all these things, he was trying to resensitize the Uruguayans to have a mindset of, look, I'm a leader, but I'm still with you.
But you know, in Nigeria, if you are that kind of leader, you are that type of leader. When you go back to the village, they will drive you away. They will curse you. We have someone new who just joined us. So I'll give him the opportunity to. I'm sorry I kept you waiting, bro. I'll just give him the opportunity to make his contributions. We're talking a topic that we're discussing is righteousness exalted a nation, and sin is a reproach to every people. You want to contribute?
Yeah, how y'all doing? Good.
Good.
Good day, y'all. I'm just interested in Foley. Foley, how you doing, bro? And everybody else,
fine.
how are you?
I'm fine, brother. Yeah.
Are you Nigerian? As we speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I didn't hear what he said. Are you
I'm sorry. Okay, our topic, we're looking at, the topic that we're looking at is that righteousness exalts a nation and sin is a reproach to any people. So we're looking at that in relation to our country, Nigeria. That is saying, if we do the right things, will it prosper our nation?
So in regards to that, doing the right thing and prosperity, I think it lies on the government, the leaders. The reason why I said that is, I'm in the court system where I live, and I say it all the time, like, if you can have it's all about preponderance of evidence based on your case. So you might be the one, the unrighteous one, and still win your case. It happens here all the time, 70% of the time. So I don't believe in that statement that you made. But let me just move forward because of Foley. Foley still there? It's hard for me to hear. Okay, Foley, if you're there, if you can drop your email or something so that me and you can catch up. I go to Nigeria all the time, and I don't see people like you. I'm serious. If you live in Nigeria and you want to catch up, because there's a lot of things I'm doing out there. I've been following you through all these social media platforms, and you're consistent. So just keep doing what you're doing, because you don't know who's watching you. So, but yeah, thank you very much. If you want to drop your information on the platform, so we can talk later. But you guys are doing wonderful. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless Nigeria.
Thank you. I'll hand over. I see that electricity is back. I hand over to electricity to.
Thank you, Mr. Tony K. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been a wonderful time. Tomorrow there's another broadcast scheduled for tomorrow, so we'll continue this discussion tomorrow. I would like to thank those of you in the comment section. It's highly appreciated. I may not be able to call everyone of your name: Quinty, Lighthouse, Tracy Chakopi, okay, Flora, and J. Boje, Oscar Blackbone, and every one of you talk about. So I would like to thank every one of you for joining us. We're getting to the 3-hour mark here. So I'll see you tomorrow night, and have a lovely evening. God bless.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Polly. Good night, Jeff. Thank you.
All right.
Arise, O compatriots, Nigeria's call obey, to serve our fatherland, for we love and strength. found in freedom, peace, and unity. Hey, that's all. Oh, yeah. Arise, O compatriots. Nigeria call obey to serve our fatherland with love and strength and faith. The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. To serve with heart and might, one nation bound in freedom. In freedom. In freedom. Peace and unity. Arise, my people. Arise, my
Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Have you subscribed? Yes, you. Have you subscribed? You. Yeah, before you go, click. It's free. Click. Just that's it. Have you subscribed? You are laughing. Have you subscribed? Have you subscribed? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, madam. Thank you so much. I can see you. I can see you. We have to get to 100,000 subscribers. This by the end of the year. How are we going to do that if you don't subscribe? Yes, you. Yes, you're about to click off. Why? Have you subscribed? It's free. If you don't, ask your son, ask your daughter how to. Just one click. Thank you. Thank you. I see you. Aha. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow.